Chapter 277. Shen Yu didn't think much about being called a Yu. 2 days ago, after Shen Yu and Shang Junlin got closer, the other party asked for his name. Shen Yu told him his name, and Shang Junlin started to call him a Yu. He said it sounded intimate. Shen Yu knew that the other party was the emperor of the mortal world, so he followed the others and called him Your Majesty. You don't belong to the mortal world, so you don't have to follow the rules of the mortal world. You can just call me by my name. Shang Junlin told him his name. I think Your Majesty suits you very well. In Shen Yu's eyes, a man wearing a black emperor's costume was born to be a king. He didn't care too much about how to address him. He just called him whatever he was used to. Shang Junlin couldn't persuade him. Seeing that there was no reluctance in Shen Yu's expression, he let him be. Your Majesty, do you want me to go back to the palace with you? Shen Yu was tempted. These days, he didn't do anything else but accept the feeding of the emperor of the mortal world. It was also at this time that he realized that there were so many delicious foods in the mortal world. It was completely different from what he remembered. Seeing that he was tempted, Shang Junlin tucked the young man's hair behind his ear and said, Not only the palace, but there are also many restaurants in the capital. They gather all the delicacies from all over the world. As long as a Yu wants to eat, you can eat it. As an emperor, he was best at reading people's minds. Although Shan Yu was an immortal, he was more good-looking and knowledgeable than ordinary people. Shang Junlin slowly threw out the bait and waited for the immortal to answer. A Yu's reign helped me a lot. According to the rules of the mortal world, I should treat you well to show my gratitude. In order to coax the immortal to go back to the palace with him, Shang Junlin said, Or a Yu has other places to go? Do I have other places to go? Shen Yu thought about it. It seemed that he didn't. Gods didn't like to live together like mortals. Everyone lived their own lives. He had been sleeping for many years, and he didn't know where his former friends were. He originally planned to continue sleeping, but now, I have nowhere else to go. Since that's the case, how about a Yu follow me back to the palace? Shang Junlin's eyes suddenly lit up. Shen Yu didn't want to break the silence, so he replied, Sure. Shang Junlin immediately gave the order to prepare to return to the palace. At the same time, he sent the news back to the palace. When he asked Shen Yu, he had already made 2 plans. If Shan Yu was unwilling to go back to the palace with him, he would think of a way to stay in Mount Shi for a while. If Shen Yu agreed, then he wouldn't need to stay any longer. As the head eunuch who served by the emperor's side, Eunuch Meng was the first to receive the news. He was extremely surprised. He naturally knew that the white-haired youth had an extraordinary identity and could also see that the emperor treated him differently. However, he did not expect that the emperor would have the intention of abducting him back to the palace. That was a true immortal. Eunuch Meng, who could vaguely sense His Majesty's thoughts, was horrified. Gongzi, you can take a look. If there's anything else you want, tell me and I'll arrange it. Shang Junlin didn't trust anyone else to handle Shan Yu's matter, so he sent Eunuch Meng to personally arrange it. Eunuch Meng prepared things according to Shan Yu's preferences and came to inquire. In any case, Shan Yu had just woken up a few days ago, so he didn't know much about the mortal world. Seeing that Eunuch Meng prepared things that he liked, he said, You can arrange it as you see fit. Eunuch Meng didn't dare to disturb him too much, so he took his people and left. Shen Yu sat by the window and raised his arm. A white bird flew over and landed on his finger. Shan Yu combed its feathers with his fingers. The white bird intimately rubbed against his fingertips. If the state preceptor was here, he would find that the white bird that landed on Shan Yu's finger was a very intelligent bird. It wouldn't easily get close to anyone. The bird chirped a few times, and Shen Yu took the dessert crumbs from the plate and fed it. When Shang Junlin came in, he saw this scene. As he came closer, the bird flapped its wings and reluctantly flew to the side. Is this a spiritual sparrow? Shang Junlin had heard of this kind of bird from the state preceptor. The spiritual sparrow was snow-white, only its beak was red. This kind of bird symbolized auspiciousness. It carried spiritual energy and could ward off evil spirits. Of course, when Shang Junlin heard about it before, he didn't take it seriously. After all, at that time, he didn't believe that there were gods in the world. Now, the gods themselves had descended in front of him. The emperor, who used to be dismissive of gods and ghosts, had changed his mind. Shen Yu opened his hand and released the spiritual sparrow. The white bird hovered by the window for a while and then flew up into the sky. "Your Majesty, you like it?" Shen Yu turned to look at Shang Junlin. "It's the state preceptor. He always said that he wanted to raise one." Shang Junlin walked to the other side and sat down. Shan Yu knew that the state preceptor was the one who presided over the sacrifice. The power of faith from him was different from others. Shan Yu had a good impression of him and silently remembered this. "Let's not talk about this. Meng Chong said that he asked you. You don't want anything in particular. When you arrive at the palace, if you want anything, just tell me or ask him." "Okay." Shen Yu agreed. However, he didn't think that he wanted anything. Shang Junlin had already arranged everything very well. 2 days passed in a flash. Early in the morning of the day of departure, Mount Shi was busy. The arrival and departure of the emperor were big events, not to mention that there was another person with a special identity. Shang Junlin held Shan Yu's hand and boarded the emperor's carriage. One morning, Shang Junlin woke up to the sound of birds chirping. Following the sound, he found a young man in white standing by the stream in the woods. Several familiar white birds were flying around him. "Why are they following us?" Shang Junlin often saw white birds flying around the young man since he saw the spiritual sparrows around Shen Yu on the first day. "Didn't His Majesty say that the state preceptor wanted to raise one?" "I asked them. These two are willing to be raised." Shang Junlin found that there were 2 white birds in the young man's hand. The 2 spiritual sparrows were round like 2 white glutinous rice balls. Their feathers were fluffy and round. They fell on the young man's palm and enjoyed the young man's behavior of combing their feathers. "Are they for the state preceptor?" Shang Junlin felt a little uncomfortable. He hadn't received anything from the young man. "They are willing." Shan Yu corrected him. "Okay, they are willing to be driven by the state preceptor." Although the spiritual sparrows were small, they were very beneficial to practitioners. The state preceptor woke up from his sleep and saw Eunuch Meng beside the emperor. "State preceptor, hurry up." Eunuch Meng rarely urged people like this. The state preceptor didn't dare to delay. He quickly tidied himself up and went to see Shang Junlin under Eunuch Meng's lead. When he arrived, Shang Junlin was talking to the white-robed deity with his head lowered. They were very close to each other. The state preceptor frowned and thought to himself, "Isn't His Majesty a little too close to the deities?" Of course, he hoped that His Majesty would pay attention to the existence of the deities. He hoped that he was overthinking. "State preceptor, you are here?" Shang Junlin turned around. "Greetings, Your Majesty." The state preceptor bowed respectfully. Shen Yu also turned around. As soon as he turned around, the state preceptor saw the spiritual sparrow resting on his arm. "I called you here because you heard that you want to raise spiritual sparrows. Coincidentally, there are 2 spiritual sparrows in Shishan who are willing to be raised." Shang Junlin stretched out his hand in front of the spiritual sparrow. The spiritual sparrow reluctantly jumped onto his hand. "In the future, you must treat them well." Shang Junlin held the spiritual sparrow and walked in front of the state preceptor. The state preceptor took the spiritual sparrow in a daze. The spiritual sparrow that he had wanted for most of his life was now in his hands. "I will definitely treat them well." "All right, you can leave now," Shang Junlin said lightly. The state preceptor's long-cherished wish was finally fulfilled. Subconsciously, he wanted to thank the deity who fulfilled his wish. However, he did not know if it was his illusion, but His Majesty seemed to be intentionally or unintentionally preventing him from talking to the deity. "Is Your Majesty unhappy?" After the state preceptor left, Shan Yu looked at Shang Junlin and asked. Shang Junlin could not say that he was giving gifts to the deity because of Shan Yu. The state preceptor is your majesty's man. If you fulfill his wish, he will work even harder for your majesty. Shan Yu stroked the man's slightly furrowed brows. He did not want to see Shang Junlin's frown. The young man's hand was very cold, but it lit a fire for the man who was touched. The fire started a prairie fire and burned everything. Shang Junlin looked at Shan Yu with a deeper gaze, as if a storm was brewing. Shan Yu's animal instincts felt the danger and he subconsciously wanted to escape. He was caught. Where did you know all this? Shang Junlin held Shan Yu's hand with a deep gaze. 2 days ago, Meng Yuan read this to me in the storybook that he read to me. He changed his appearance when he was satisfied. He felt a little strange when he was too aggressive. He frowned and wondered if he had done something that he should not do. Shouldn't I do this? Shang Junlin closed his eyes and suppressed the complicated emotions in his heart. He did not expect the young man to give the spiritual sparrow to the state preceptor for his own good. How could he let go of the deity who was inexperienced in the world but always considerate of him? He could not scare him. Shang Junlin slowly exhaled. When he opened his eyes again, the emotions that should not have appeared were completely suppressed. He touched Shan Yu's hair and said, "You did not do anything wrong. You did very well. The state preceptor is very happy, and I am also very happy." It just made the delusions in his heart deepen. If this continued, sooner or later, he would not be able to satisfy his desires. He hoped that he would not scare the young man at that time. The carriage swayed for a few days and finally arrived at the foot of the capital. The news of the miracle in Mount Shi had also reached the ears of Prince Li and the others. The news of Shan Yu was still kept a secret. The outside world only knew that the emperor brought someone back from Mount Shi and hid him in the palace. No one was allowed to see him. Countless people wanted to find out the identity of the person brought back by the emperor, but they failed. Shan Yu lived in the emperor's palace. The guards outside the palace were changed and the leader of the hidden dragon guards was personally in charge. The servants in the palace were also reselected by eunuch Meng. At night, Shang Junlin came back after finishing his work in the court. A white-haired young man walked towards him. "Why did you come out?" "I heard from Meng Yuan that there is a big bath in the palace. I want to take a look." It was the first time Shan Yu came to the palace. Everything was new to him. Shang Junlin stopped in his tracks and said, "Why didn't you ask the palace servants to take you there?" "I don't want to go with anyone else. I only want to go with you," Shan Yu answered without thinking. During the day, he stayed in the palace and did not go out. Only when he was with Shang Junlin, he could completely relax and try new things. Shang Junlin was stunned by his answer. He asked jokingly, "You like me that much?" "Yes." Shan Yu nodded. Genius 1 second. Remember this website. www.bq50. CC Literature Mobile Version Website. bq50. CC. Chapter 278. It's not the right time yet. Shang Junlin warned himself in his heart. Of course, he knew that the young man didn't like him, but this kind of trust was too hard to resist. The young emperor didn't intend to resist. "Meng Chong, go and arrange it." "Yes." Eunuch Meng bowed his head and left. "I'll go and change my clothes first." Shang Junlin took Shan Yu to the bedroom and asked, "Are you used to staying in the palace?" "It's good here." After receiving Shang Junlin's orders, the palace servants who were transferred to serve in the sleeping quarters all knew that the identity of the people living inside was extraordinary. Because they had been warned in advance, they did their best. Knowing that Shan Yu was curious about things in the mortal world, Shang Junlin also sent him a lot of books and folk toys. Shang Junlin went into the inner room and changed into a set of light clothes. Shan Yu looked at him and asked, "Do I need to change my clothes?" "I thought you wouldn't wear mortal clothes." Shang Junlin didn't think about changing Shan Yu's clothes, but he was afraid that it would be disrespectful. Since the young man appeared, he had been wearing a white robe. Shang Junlin asked the state preceptor, and the state preceptor said that the immortals' clothes were all transmogrified with magic, so they wouldn't be stained with the filth of the mortal world. Shang Junlin also touched Shen Yu's clothes. It was cold to the touch, like touching a cloud. He couldn't feel the real touch. This kind of material couldn't be produced in the mortal world. Shan Yu looked down at his clothes, which were transmogrified according to the description of the mortal world. My clothes are not the same as yours. Shang Junlin saw that Shan Yu didn't feel offended, so he found a set of clothes that he hadn't worn before and handed it to him. I haven't worn these clothes yet. If you like them, I'll ask the Imperial Household Department to make a few new sets for you tomorrow. Shan Yu took it over. Shang Junlin's clothes were mostly black, and the one in Shan Yu's hands was also black. She curiously turned it over a few times, and a soft white light flashed. When the white light was extinguished, Shan Yu had already put on the clothes. Shang Junlin wanted to ask, "Do you need my help?" But he could only swallow his words. Shang Junlin was a little taller than Shen Yu, so the fitting clothes were a little too big for Shen Yu. Shang Junlin walked closer and lifted the hem of the clothes for him. Zhao Hua Palace. The huge bathtub was located in the center of Zhao Hua Palace. Steam was rising from the bathtub. Eunuch Meng led a few palace servants to sprinkle flower petals into the bathtub. After everything was ready, Eunuch Meng asked the others to leave and waited alone for the arrival of Shen Yu and Shang Junlin. When they came closer, Eunuch Meng couldn't help but open his eyes wide, because he saw the clothes of the young man walking beside the emperor. As the emperor, even if he was wearing casual clothes, Shang Junlin's clothes were embroidered with dragon patterns that symbolized his status. And the young man's clothes were embroidered with dark dragon patterns. It was obvious that the young man's clothes belonged to Shang Junlin. His Majesty actually let the immortal wear his clothes. After a moment of surprise, Eunuch Meng quickly adjusted his emotions. No matter how many waves were in his heart, he didn't show it on his face. "You can leave first." Walking into the main hall, the hot air hit their faces. The bathtub was in the center of the main hall, and it occupied a large area. The bathtub was filled with flower petals, and the bottom couldn't be seen. Seeing the bathtub full of flower petals, Shang Junlin sighed in relief. At the same time, a faint sense of loss emerged in his heart. Shaking off this feeling that shouldn't have appeared, Shang Junlin said, "Take off your outerwear before you go in." Hearing this, Shen Yu, who was squatting by the bathtub, stood up. "You don't have to wear everything." "No." In order to prevent him from saying something more damaging, Shang Junlin hurriedly pulled him up and took off his outerwear, shoes, and socks. "Okay, just go down like this." Barefoot, Shen Yu stepped on the jade steps and walked step by step into the bathtub. The temperature of the bathtub was just right. His body submerged in the water, and his soaked black robe stuck to his shoulders. The water droplets slid down and meandered down, and below his shoulders were covered by the red flower petals. "It's so comfortable." Shen Yu found a place near the edge and squinted comfortably. "Is His Majesty not coming down?" Shang Junlin took off his outerwear and went into the water. He chose a place not far from Shen Yu and waited. After soaking for a while, Shang Junlin felt movement beside him. When he opened his eyes, he saw the young man swimming to his side, bringing with him a burst of hot air. Shen Yu felt that Shang Junlin was too far away from him. Seeing that the man was resting with his eyes closed, he swam over and used the man's shoulder as a support point to lean on. Soft hair rubbed against the side of his face. Shang Junlin tilted his head, picked up a strand of silver hair floating on the water, and twirled it around his fingertips. "A Yu's hair is so long. Are all immortals like this?" This was the first time Shang Junlin had asked him about immortals. Shen Yu lifted a strand of his hair and replied, "The length of hair can be changed for us. In fact, my real hair is a little longer than it is now, but it's inconvenient if it's too long. A Yu's hair has already reached his ankles. If it's longer, won't it reach the ground?" Shang Junlin remembered the stories about immortals that he had heard from the state preceptor. He asked curiously, "There's a saying in the world that the length of an immortal's hair represents the immortal's power. A Yu has such long hair, can summon the wind and rain, and solve many droughts. It's obvious that he's a very powerful immortal. It was unknown whether it was because of the hot air or because of Shang Junlin's praise, but the young man's skin was dyed red. His originally white skin looked even fairer under the black robe, like the first snow falling on the branches. Shang Junlin watched the young man's snow-white skin slowly being dyed red, and his throat moved. This was the torture of happiness. However, the young man was unaware of the changes on Shang Junlin's body. He still rubbed against his shoulder and shook his head slightly. He's not that powerful. Shang Junlin couldn't help but rub the young man's head. You will always be the most powerful in my eyes. With the power of the country, he would let the young man enjoy the best of everything. Shan Yu was happy to be praised by his friend. He raised his head, and his eyes sparkled. Your Majesty, do you want to see how I look with my long hair? Yu is willing to show it to me. Shang Junlin's eyes gradually darkened. After having the idea of making an immortal stay, Shang Junlin, who didn't care much about ghosts and immortals, spent a lot of effort to understand these things. It was rumored that immortals wouldn't easily reveal their real names, nor would they reveal their true identities in front of the world. However, Shan Yu didn't hide these 2 points from him. He could feel Shan Yu's trust and dependence on him from their interactions. Although it was strange for an immortal to rely on a mortal, even if the mortal was the son of heaven, Shang Junlin clearly felt it. He didn't think it was his illusion. Some of Shan Yu's actions clearly showed his trust and dependence on him. Shan Yu didn't intend to hide it at all, such as now. I'll show it to your Majesty after the bath. Shan Yu didn't think there was anything wrong with showing it to others. However, why did Shang Junlin's emotions fluctuate so much after hearing his answer? In addition to being happy, there seemed to be many other emotions that he couldn't understand. Mortals' thoughts were so complicated and hard to understand. After soaking for a while, Shang Junlin got out of the bath first. On one hand, it was bad for the body to soak for too long. On the other hand, he was worried that he would make a fool of himself if he continued to soak. After Shan Yu swam to his side, he didn't intend to leave. His breath lingered around him. The person who made him feel tempted was still wearing his underwear and didn't guard against him at all. Shang Junlin walked behind the screen to change his clothes. He felt that he had used up all his patience at this moment. After Shang Junlin left, Shan Yu lay on the edge of the bath. He felt that soaking alone wasn't as interesting as soaking with Shang Junlin. He brushed away the petals in front of him and stepped on the jade steps. The sound of water could be heard. Shang Junlin was worried that Shan Yu would have an accident if he left him alone, so he hurriedly tidied himself up and walked out. He saw a white-haired young man in black walking barefoot up the jade steps. The loose clothes were soaked and stuck to the young man's body, outlining his perfect figure. His slender waist was like snow, and even his hair was pure white without a speck of dust. Only the clothes on his body were black, the color that belonged to him. Shang Junlin's unquenchable desire surged again. He smiled bitterly in his heart, picked up the cloak on the screen, and walked over to wrap the young man up. What's wrong? Shan Yu didn't understand. You're not soaking anymore? Shang Junlin tried not to let his gaze fall on the young man. Your Majesty isn't soaking anymore. Why should I? It's my fault. You, if you want, I'll accompany you next time. Change your wet clothes first. Shan Yu originally wanted to say that he could dry his clothes, but seeing how busy Shang Junlin was for him, he silently swallowed the words that were about to come out of his mouth and obediently changed his clothes. The two soaked for a long time. When they returned to the bedroom, it was already late at night. Shang Junlin helped Shan Yu settle down and turned to leave. It's late. Your Majesty, aren't you going to sleep? Shan Yu saw that Shang Junlin was about to leave and asked. During the day, he had learned from the palace servants that this bedroom belonged to the emperor. Before he came, Shang Junlin lived here. He wasn't an ordinary person and didn't need to sleep every day. If Shang Junlin gave him the bedroom and caused him to have no place to sleep, he wouldn't be happy. This is your bedroom. If you don't have a place to sleep because of my arrival, I'd better leave. I'm going out for a while. Shang Junlin hurriedly interrupted him when he heard that he was about to leave. How can I not have a place to sleep? I'm just busy with something. I'll be back soon, okay? Shen Yu stared at the man, as if he was judging whether his words were true or not. It's true. You can wait for me for a while. If I don't come back, you can go find me. A Yu is an immortal. It won't be too difficult for him to find me. Shan Yu nodded hesitantly. He knew that to be a good emperor in the human world, he would be very busy. After Shang Junlin returned to the palace from Mount Shi, he had been busy with government affairs. After comforting Shen Yu, Shang Junlin walked out of the bedroom and sighed. He didn't lie to Shen Yu. Just now, the state preceptor came to the palace and asked to see him. He said that Prince Li had made a new discovery. Of course, he urgently needed to find something to divert his attention. Otherwise, he really couldn't guarantee that he wouldn't do something when he was in the same room with Shen Yu in this situation. Your Majesty. Finally, the emperor came. The state preceptor was about to speak when he was interrupted. State preceptor, I want to ask you. If I want to keep an immortal for a long time, what should I do? Your Majesty, you can't. When His Majesty said that he wanted to bring an immortal back to the palace, he faintly guessed that it was true. The state preceptor was so shocked that he even forgot the purpose of his visit. Blasphemy is a serious crime. Your Majesty, please think twice. I don't want to hear this. I just want to know how to keep an immortal. Genius 1 Second Remember website. www.bq50. CC Literature Mobile Version Reading URL. M. bq50. CC. Chapter 279. This. The state preceptor looked troubled. He had been in this position since before His Majesty ascended to the throne. Of course, he knew that His Majesty was a man of his word. It wasn't that he didn't want to say it, but that he really didn't know. He was devoted to Tao, so why would he think about how to force an immortal to stay in the mortal world? In his heart, it was already a great blessing to see an immortal in his lifetime. How could he have such a rebellious idea? What? Seeing that the state preceptor refused to say, Shang Junlin lost his patience. There are so many capable people in the world. Even if the state preceptor doesn't want to say it, I believe there will be someone who can tell me. Your Majesty, please calm down. Feeling Shang Junlin's anger, the state preceptor knelt down. It's not that I don't want to say it, but I'm not sure if there's a way. I'll go back and read the ancient books. Whether I succeed or not, I'll give Your Majesty an answer. I'll give you 7 days. It's best if you can give me a satisfactory answer. Shang Junlin's index finger tapped on the armrest of the chair. The heavy pressure disappeared, and the state preceptor breathed a sigh of relief. Yes, Your Majesty. Get up. Tell me about Prince Li. Shang Junlin didn't forget the reason why the state preceptor came to the palace. The state preceptor stood up and said, In the past few days, I found the evil figure who caused a disaster 10 years ago around Prince Li. Combined with the disappearance of young girls in and around the capital, it's very likely that this evil figure is behind it, including this large-scale drought. State preceptor, are you saying that this drought is man-made? Shang Junlin sat up straight and narrowed his eyes dangerously. But didn't the state preceptor say that this is a tribulation that should happen to Dahuan? Previously, because it involved the fate of the country, the mysteries of heaven couldn't be easily seen. The result of my divination was correct, but some details were blurred. This time, after returning from Mount Shi, I did another divination. The divination showed that someone wanted to take advantage of the natural disaster to harm Dahuan and Your Majesty. Due to the blessing of the gods, the imperial preceptor's cultivation had improved a lot after the trip to Mount Pars. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to discover the hidden danger. That evil cultivator is unscrupulous in order to achieve his goal. He should have been killed 10 years ago, but I don't know why he escaped. This time he came back and stood on the side of Prince Li. Your Majesty must be careful. We will pay attention. After witnessing the existence of immortals with his own eyes, Shang Junlin would no longer be as dismissive as before. The state preceptor reminded him of some precautions and left with a worried look. To De Huan, being able to obtain the help of an immortal was the most fortunate thing. Throughout history, which dynasty had encountered such a thing? Unfortunately, the current emperor had designs on immortals that he shouldn't have. No one knew whether this matter would lead to a happy ending or become an even greater disaster in the end. If an immortal was angered, how could a mortal bear the wrath of an immortal? No one knew about the state preceptor's worries. After sending the state preceptor away, Shang Junlin returned to his bedroom. Shan Yu hadn't fallen asleep yet when he heard the approaching footsteps. He opened the curtain and asked, "Your Majesty, why have you been gone for so long?" There was an imperceptible anger in his tone. Shang Junlin's footsteps paused. The young man was wearing his pajamas. The white pajamas were a little too big, revealing his snow-white skin. The young man knelt on the bed. His long white hair hung down, covering the black mattress embroidered with golden dragon patterns. The man's eyes darkened and he sat on the edge of the bed. "We made you wait for a long time." "It's not that long." Shen Yu moved over. "Is it something difficult?" "No, it's not a big deal." Shang Junlin touched the young man's long hair. He didn't want these dirty things to dirty the young man's ears. "It's very late. You should rest first." Note: mortals needed to sleep at night. It was indeed late. Shan Yu nodded and stepped back into the bed. "Your Majesty, come up quickly." The dragon bed for the emperor was very big. It was more than enough for Shan Yu and Shang Junlin. Shang Junlin asked the palace servants to prepare 2 quilts. After covering Shan Yu with one of the quilts, he went to sleep. Shan Yu lay on the bed and felt Shang Junlin's breath come and go. He blinked and looked sideways at the man lying on the other side. When Shan Yu saw Shang Junlin for the first time, he felt that this man's appearance was not worse than any of the gods he had seen. His facial features were sharp, and his eyebrows and eyes were sharp. He was the type of appearance that Shan Yu liked the most. The man closed his eyes. His long eyelashes cast a shadow under his eyes. Shan Yu couldn't help but move closer to count his thick eyelashes. Not long after lying down, Shang Junlin heard a rustling sound. Then, another person's breath came closer. "What's wrong?" Shang Junlin opened his eyes and looked sideways at the young man who had already moved closer to him. Shan Yu was stunned. He didn't understand why he suddenly moved closer. He looked at the quilts that covered him and Shang Junlin separately. He asked in a puzzled tone, "Why do we need to cover ourselves with 2 quilts? You want to share a quilt with me?" Shang Junlin raised his eyebrows. After saying that, he didn't wait for Shan Yu to answer. He reached out and pulled Shan Yu into his quilt. "Is this okay?" His scalding body temperature came through the thin clothes. Shan Yu didn't know why he wanted to shrink back, but this time, the man didn't follow his wishes. He firmly locked him in his arms with his strong arms. "Don't move." His voice was slightly hoarse. Shan Yu lowered his eyes and leaned on the man. His body was infected with another person's warmth. His heart gradually calmed down and he fell asleep unknowingly. What he didn't know was that after he fell asleep, the man looked at him with a complicated gaze for a long time. Then, he gently and reservedly kissed his forehead and fell asleep with him in his arms. It was a dreamless night. When he woke up in the morning, Shang Junlin looked at the young man who was sleeping soundly in his arms and the white hair that covered his chest. He moved back a little. Unexpectedly, before he could move back, the young man leaned closer to him and rubbed his head against his neck. Shang Junlin took a deep breath and calmed his restless body. It was too exciting in the morning. Shang Junlin looked down at the young man's peaceful sleeping face. He had an impulse to touch his forehead. However, he was the one who made the decision to let the young man live in his bedchamber. This kind of accompanying sweet torture could only be endured by him. Eunuch Meng walked in with light steps. "Your Majesty, it's time to get up." Shang Junlin carefully pulled Shan Yu out of his arms and got up to put on his clothes. After putting on the heavy imperial robes, the man turned back into the decisive young emperor. Only when he looked at the young man did a touch of gentleness appear in his eyes. "Don't wake him up. This slave understands." Eunuch Meng lowered his head and tidied up Shang Junlin's imperial robes. He didn't dare to look at him. When Shan Yu woke up, Shang Junlin had already gone to court and he was the only one on the bed. Shan Yu, who had just woken up, was a little confused. The bedchamber was quiet. After a while, Shan Yu remembered that he followed Shang Junlin to the Dahuan Imperial Palace. Not long after he woke up, Shang Junlin came back from court. In order to be able to spend more time with Shan Yu, he moved his official business to the bedchamber to deal with it. Recently, the imperial court was very busy. In addition to the drought, there was also the case of the missing young girls. Since a month ago, young girls had been disappearing one after another. In recent days, the number of missing people had increased exponentially. Shang Junlin knew from the state preceptor that this matter was related to evil, so he asked the state preceptor's residents to send people to help deal with it. These things didn't affect Shan Yu, who lived deep in the palace. Those who had the opportunity to get close to him were screened over and over again to ensure that there was no problem with their identity. The bedchamber was also protected by layers of protection. Those who wanted to inquire about Shan Yu's news all returned without success. Prince Li's residence. After so many days, there is still no news at all? Prince Li looked at his kneeling subordinates with displeasure. "Your Highness, please forgive us." The subordinates' foreheads touched the ground. Cold sweat soaked their backs. It wasn't that they were weak, but this time the emperor blocked the news too tightly. No matter what they did, they couldn't find any news about the miracle of Mount Parting. "You can't even do such a small thing. What's the use of me raising you?" "Your Highness, you don't have to be angry about this." In order to block the news, even the state preceptor went out this time. "It's normal that your people can't find anything." Su Daozhong walked in slowly. Prince Li took a deep breath and said to his subordinates kneeling on the ground, "You go first." When there were only 2 people left in the room, Prince Li said, "Su Daozhong, you came here. Is the matter done?" "Don't worry, Your Highness. This humble Taoist has already brought it. As long as you place it beside that person, it will be able to absorb his luck for Your Highness to use." With that, Taoist Su took out a piece of black jade that glowed faintly from his sleeve. When the horsetail whisk brushed it, the dim light became golden. The originally strange jade was suddenly filled with auspicious qi. Seeing this, Prince Li's knitted brows loosened. "Thank you, Daozhong." The next thing he had to think about was how to deliver this jade stone to his good brother. As if he knew what he was worried about, Su Daozhong smiled mysteriously. "Your Highness, you don't have to worry. Soon, there will be an excellent opportunity to present the jade." In the afternoon, Shang Junlin took Shan Yu to walk around the imperial palace. Shang Junlin found that if he didn't take Shan Yu with him, Shan Yu would rather stay in the palace than go out for a walk. He had to prepare all kinds of toys to put in the palace. There were all kinds of toys, including all kinds of toys suitable for children to play with. This caused people to begin to speculate whether the imperial palace was going to welcome another owner. In a way, this conjecture was partially true. In addition to these, Shang Junlin also asked people to buy a lot of storybooks because he found that Shan Yu liked to listen to stories. If he had time, he would read them. If he didn't, Eunuch Meng's godson, Meng Yuan, would read them. The scenery in the imperial garden was beautiful. The pavilion in the middle of the flowers had been decorated comfortably. The stone bench was covered with a thick blanket, and the pavilion was surrounded by gauze. There were all kinds of snacks and fruits on the stone table. When Shan Yu came to the imperial palace, Shang Junlin used the excuse that the imperial palace had a lot of delicious food. After bringing him back to the imperial palace, in order to fulfill his promise, he ordered the imperial kitchen to prepare different dishes every day. Shan Yu had lived in the imperial palace for a few days, but he hadn't eaten the same dishes. Shang Junlin was holding a storybook in his hand, which was said to be very popular recently. The man's voice was low as he narrated the story in the book. Shan Yu supported his chin and looked at the man, listening very carefully. He saw the fox-eared boy sneak into the Prime Minister's bedroom, At the most important part, Shang Junlin suddenly stopped. Shan Yu waited for a while, but didn't hear anything else. He opened his eyes slightly. "Why did your Majesty stop reading?" Shang Junlin tightened his grip on the book. He glanced at the young man who was still in a daze and continued, "Take off your clothes and walk straight to the bedside. Your Excellency saved this servant's family. This servant should repay your kindness. Genius 1 second. Remember this website. www.bq50. CC Literature Mobile Version Website. bq50. CC. Chapter 280. Shang Junlin almost blurted out his agreement, but he stopped himself and asked, "If that's the case, is you willing to accept it?" The man's dark eyes stared unblinkingly at the young man in front of him. His eyes were filled with stars, and they were the most beautiful eyes Shen Yu had ever seen. Being stared at by such a focused gaze, Shen Yu rarely felt restrained. He thought, would he be willing? That kind of intimate contact. In the novel, the fox-eared young man and the Prime Minister went to Mount Wu to have sex. Outside the novel, the Emperor in black was focused, and the young man in white was slightly lost in thought. After a long time, just as Shang Junlin was about to break the silence, Shen Yu opened his mouth. If the person who saved the little fox demon's family wasn't the Prime Minister, would he be willing to use this method to repay his kindness? The little fox demon admires the Prime Minister, that's why he was willing to do this. Shang Junlin answered. Shan Yu was deep in thought. Shang Junlin touched the young man's head and explained, "They are both in love with each other, that's why they used this method to repay their kindness. If it was someone else, they might have used another method to repay their kindness." Shang Junlin's remaining conscience made him tell the truth. Although he was moved, he didn't want to use this method to keep Shen Yu. What he wanted was never some kind of greed. Shan Yu nodded as if he understood. He had never thought about love in the human world. Since he was born, he had spent most of his time in deep sleep, so he knew very little about the mortal world. This time, he appeared in Mount Shi, and it was the first time he took the initiative to enter the mortal world. "How's the drought in Dahuan?" Shen Yu asked when he remembered the reason he was awakened. "Some places have already started to rain, but there are some places that haven't shown any signs of rain except for a light rain after the ceremony." Originally, the capital was also affected by the drought. After Shan Yu appeared, there were several heavy rains in the capital. The drought had been resolved, and it was the same in several other places. However, there were still some places where the drought had not been alleviated. For example, the situation in Qingzhou, the last place affected by the drought, had not improved at all. Shang Junlin did not hide anything and told him the truth. In the end, he said, You don't have to worry. She's much better now." Shan Yu lowered his eyes and pondered. He faintly felt that something was wrong. He was very confident in his own ability. After he cast the spell, the result should not have been like this. The news brought by the imperial tutor confirmed this conjecture. "Your Majesty, I found a strange place in Qingzhou. Several of my disciples died there. The disciples who escaped brought back news that one of the sources of this year's drought is in that place." In the imperial study, the imperial preceptor brought the latest news. "Qingzhou. If I remember correctly, Qingzhou is part of King Li's fiefdom, right?" Shang Junlin tapped his index finger on the table. It was hard to tell whether he was happy or angry. "Yes, half of Qingzhou is part of King Li's fiefdom. That place is in King Li's fiefdom. Not only that, I also heard from Lord Fong that some of the missing girls had gone there." Lord Fong nodded. "That's right. Your Majesty, if it were not for the imperial preceptor's disciples, I would not have been able to find these clues." Shang Junlin narrowed his eyes. "Fong Jun, I order you to lead a group of hidden dragon guards to Qingzhou. You must investigate this matter thoroughly." "Yes, Your Majesty. I'll have to trouble the imperial preceptor to continue working on this matter. Only a cultivator like the imperial preceptor could solve this problem when it involved inhuman factors." Shang Junlin always knew how to make good use of people. After returning to the bedroom, Shang Junlin reported the progress of this matter to Shan Yu. On the day I woke up from my deep sleep, I felt that this drought was a little unusual, Shan Yu said after listening. A Yu was also the result of divination? Shang Junlin was curious. There's no need for divination. It's just a kind of feeling. The gods can communicate with the heavens and earth and can sense some of the heavenly secrets. However, this drought is indeed a tribulation that Da Huan should face. It involves the fate of the country and cannot be easily sensed. Shang Junlin understood. It was no wonder that the imperial preceptor could not divine the exact answer after so many divinations. The imperial preceptor was a little anxious recently. It was not because of the Qingzhou matter, but because of another order from Shang Junlin. The imperial preceptor could not find a way to make the immortals stay after going through the ancient books. This was not strange. People only had two attitudes towards the immortals. Who would have such a rebellious idea just to keep the immortals by their side? The movements in the imperial preceptor's residence were reported back to the Prince Li's residence by well-hidden spies. Are there really gods in this world? In the study, Prince Li asked Su Daozhong, who was dressed in a Taoist robe. Su Daozhong, of course there are. Did your highness forget that there are gods in Qingzhou? Prince Li, the emperor asked the imperial preceptor to find a way to imprison the immortals. Could it be that the miracle in Mount Shi was really brought by the immortals? Then the person he secretly brought back to the palace was not a prisoner, but an immortal? Su Daozhong, if so, your highness, isn't this our chance? Prince Li, what do you mean? Su Daozhong, your highness, think about it. The imperial preceptor can't do it, but I can. It just so happens that the one in Qingzhou can't hold on for long. Now that a new god is sent to our door, isn't it a good thing for us? Prince Li, even so, how can you be sure that the immortal can be controlled by us? Besides, the immortal is in the hands of my good brother. We can't even see him. Su Daozhong, the emperor did not announce this matter to the world, but concealed the news of the immortal. Your highness, do you think the immortal is really willing to do this? A dignified immortal is imprisoned in the palace by the emperor of the mortal world. What is this? Prince Li, in that case, I will think of a way to meet the immortal first. As for the rest, I will leave it to Daozhong. Su Daozhong, your highness, don't worry. No one knew the secret of the two. Shan Yu was somewhat concerned about the matter in Qingzhou, so he proposed to Shang Junlin to go to Qingzhou to have a look. I have already sent someone. You and I will wait for the result together, okay? Shang Junlin didn't want Shan Yu to leave at this time. Now he regretted telling Shan Yu about Qingzhou. I will be back soon. For an immortal, going back and forth was just a matter of a moment. Shang Junlin certainly knew, but he didn't want Shan Yu to leave. He was afraid that after he left, he would feel that he didn't need to come back. If Shan Yu didn't come back, what should he do? The world was so big, where could he go to find him? For the first time, Shang Junlin felt the weakness of a mortal. So what if he was the emperor? If Shan Yu really wanted to leave, he couldn't stop him. He should lock him in a place where only he could see him, so that he could only see him in his heart. Suppressing the dark emotions in his heart, Shang Junlin said in a deep voice, I will go with you. No need. Seeing the firm expression on the man's face, Shan Yu swallowed the words of refusal. This time, Shang Junlin went on a private tour. The matters in the imperial court were handed over to the prime minister and the others. He secretly went to Qingzhou with Shan Yu. When the state preceptor in Qingzhou received the news, Shang Junlin had already arrived near Qingzhou with Shan Yu. How can His Majesty act so recklessly? Official Fang didn't know about the existence of immortals, so he didn't understand why His Majesty would take such a risk. His Majesty chose to come in person, so he naturally has his reasons. With the immortals around, the state preceptor wasn't worried about His Majesty's safety. In order to not attract attention, Shan Yu turned his white hair black and changed into the clothes prepared by Shang Junlin. He looked more like a pampered son of an aristocratic family. When he met up with the state preceptor and the others, The state preceptor was surprised to see the black-haired young man in blue who acted so intimately with Shang Junlin. Since he knew His Majesty's thoughts, the state preceptor had been worried that the immortals would be disturbed one day. Now that he saw the two of them getting along, it seemed that he worried too much. The provincial governor of Qingzhou came to greet His Majesty in fear and trepidation. After knowing Shang Junlin's true identity, he didn't dare to neglect him. "Greetings, official." The provincial governor of Qingzhou was told in advance that Shang Junlin came with a hidden identity, so he didn't call out his identity. "No need to make a big fuss, just do what you need to do." Since Shang Junlin came in person, he must ask about the progress here. Shen Yu wasn't interested in these things. After dinner, he was led to rest by the servants. When they passed by the garden, Shen Yu stopped in his tracks. The garden here was certainly not as good as the imperial garden, but it could be seen that the owner took good care of it. The flowers bloomed and were full of vitality. These were planted by Madam. Seeing that he was interested, the servant girl who led the way explained, "Madam likes to take care of these things, so Master went around looking for flowers to plant. Can I take a look?" "Young Master is a distinguished guest, of course you can." Shan Yu walked into the garden. The rich fragrance of flowers assailed his nostrils. All kinds of plants were stretching their bodies. Shan Yu could feel that they were being treated with care. "Miss, please slow down." When they passed by the corner, a small child suddenly appeared from another road and bumped into Shan Yu's leg. Shan Yu held the child. The child looked up and saw Shan Yu. He exclaimed, "It's pretty brother." At this time, the servant girl rushed over. When she saw the young miss beside Shen Yu, she didn't know what to do. "I want to play with pretty brother for a while." The servant girl looked at Shen Yu for help. The servant girl who followed behind Shen Yu introduced, "This is the second young miss of the Sher household. She has a lively personality. Please forgive her, young master." This was a distinguished guest that the provincial governor specially ordered to be treated well, so the servant girl didn't dare to neglect. "It's fine." The little child was about 4 or 5 years old. He was indeed lively. He followed Shen Yu and chattered non-stop. Shen Yu didn't get tired of it. He only took him away when the provincial governor's wife came. "Can I play with pretty brother next time?" Being stared at by the little child's sparkling eyes, Shen Yu couldn't bear to refuse. After getting a response, the little child was satisfied and went back with the provincial governor's wife. At night, Shang Junlin returned to the courtyard. "I heard that the youngest daughter of the Qingzhou provincial governor pestered you to play today. If you don't like it, you can ignore it." Someone would tell Shang Junlin everything that happened around Shen Yu. "She's very cute." The next morning, a small guest came to the courtyard. "Pretty brother, I'm here to play with you." The child's clear voice broke the silence of the courtyard. Shen Yu pushed the door open and didn't say anything. Shang Junlin, who followed him out, asked, "Is this the child who pestered you?" Shang Junlin looked down at the child in front of him. The little child was wearing festive red clothes. There were 2 buns on his head and his eyes were clear. He was a very likable child. Of course, for Shang Junlin, no matter how likable he was, if he disturbed Shan Yu's time with him, he wouldn't be likable. The man was tall. For the little child, who was less than 5 years old, the pressure was too strong. The little child looked up at Shang Junlin, who was between him and Shen Yu. He curled his lips and said, "I'm here to look for pretty brother." Shen Yu bypassed Shang Junlin and took the little child to the side. "Why are you here so early?" "I have to learn how to read from the teacher, so I can only come early to play with pretty brother." The little child answered. Shen Yu took the little child to the stone table and sat down. He took out the snacks he brought from the capital and asked, "Do you want to eat some?" "Yes." The little child's black eyes looked at Shen Yu and the tall man behind him. "Are pretty brother and this big brother also husband and wife?" "Why do you say so?" Shen Yu's hands paused. "I saw it. Yesterday, when you got off the carriage, big brother helped pretty brother. When you ate, big brother would pick up food for pretty brother. You two also live in the same house. My father and mother are also like this. My father told me that only husband and wife can live in the same house. Genius 1 second. Remember this website. www.bq50. CC Literature Mobile Version Website. bq50. CC. Chapter 281. We Are Not. Shen Yu opened his mouth to explain. Although he hadn't been in the mortal world for a long time, he still knew what a husband-wife relationship was. Pretty brother, you don't have to explain. I promise I won't tell anyone. However, Xiao Tuanzi firmly believed that they were husband and wife. She only thought that Shan Yu's explanation was a cover-up. Shan Yu had no choice but to look at Shang Junlin for help. Shang Junlin now found Xiao Tuanzi more pleasing to the eye. He said to Shan Yu, "Children are like this. They have their own set of principles and can only follow. Big brother, you have to be good to pretty brother." Xiao Tuanzi looked at Shang Junlin. He was such a fierce big brother. She didn't know what pretty brother saw in him. I won't treat anyone badly, but I won't treat you badly. Shang Junlin replied seriously. Xiao Tuanzi was very satisfied with Shang Junlin's awareness. She was not as afraid of him as before. Half an hour later, Xiao Tuanzi reluctantly bid farewell to the two after being reminded by the maid, "After I finish learning today's calligraphy, I will come back to play with pretty brother." The servants of the provincial governor's mansion served a sumptuous breakfast. Shang Junlin put Shan Yu's favorite dishes into his bowl as usual. Shan Yu naturally picked up the dishes in his bowl and put them into his mouth. Xiao Tuanzi's words suddenly floated in his ears. Shan Yu paused. "What's wrong? The dishes are not to your liking?" Shan Yu shook his head and suppressed the strange emotions in his heart. It was just a human cub's words. He couldn't take it seriously. After breakfast, Shang Junlin took Shan Yu out of the mansion. Qingzhou was a relatively prosperous place in Dahuan. After dealing with official business, Shang Junlin wanted to take Shan Yu to sightsee. There were stalls selling all kinds of things on the street. This was the first time that Shan Yu had experienced such things, so he was curious about everything. Shang Junlin was happy to accompany him. Whenever Shan Yu took a second look at something, he would buy it. The great Huan dynasty's folk customs were open, and the streets were filled with pairs of men and women. In order to do business, the street vendors had already trained a pair of discerning eyes, and all kinds of pleasantries were spouted out as if they didn't cost money. "Both of you are so handsome. I can tell that you are a loving couple at first glance. Look at this pair of hairpins. It suits your temperament very well. I'm sure it will look even better after you wear it. It can also reflect your deep feelings for each other." The stall owner could tell at first glance that Shan Yu and Shang Junlin were not people who lacked money. Thus, he kept on introducing them. "We are not." At first, Shan Yu would explain seriously. However, after he explained, the person who spoke would only show an "I understand" expression. Although he restrained his words, the meaning in his words didn't change much. After a few times, Shan Yu gave up. Shan Yu didn't know the language of the mortal world, so he was coaxed to buy a lot of things. Shang Junlin liked it when the stall owners said that he and Shan Yu were a couple. He only hoped that they would say more. Naturally, he wouldn't expose them. After a few hours, the two of them had a lot of gains. The hands of the hidden dragon gods who were disguised as ordinary gods behind the two of them were full of things. Other than Shan Yu, even Shang Junlin had a lot of things in his hands. At this time, a young couple walked past the two of them. The man's hands were full, while the woman was only holding some light things. She raised her arm and used her sleeve to wipe the sweat on the man's forehead. Shan Yu looked at himself and then looked at Shang Junlin. The man's body was dry, and there was no sign of him sweating. "Why don't I take some too?" Shan Yu was a little embarrassed. Shang Junlin slightly raised the corner of his lips. "No need. I can still carry these things. If a Yu is worried, why don't you wipe my sweat for me too?" He was just joking. In short, it wasn't difficult for him to carry these things. After he finished speaking, he wanted to continue walking forward. Unexpectedly, the young man beside him suddenly stopped. Then, a gentle breeze blew past his face. The young man looked up and wiped his forehead seriously. Even though the two of them knew that he wasn't sweating at all, Shang Junlin only felt that his heart was beating like a drum. The beast in his heart was impatiently grinding its claws and getting restless. Shang Junlin, who was originally not hot at all, started to heat up from inside out. Shan Yu wiped his forehead for a while and stopped. He couldn't understand why he would suddenly do such a thing. It was as if he saw someone else doing the same thing. There was an impulse in his heart. By the time he reacted, it was already done. His raised arm froze for a moment. He was about to withdraw it. Shang Junlin quickly grabbed him with his free hand. His eyes were shining. Now I'm not hot at all. Thank you, you. Of course not. The burning temperature in the palm of his hand passed through his clothes to the place where the man grabbed Shen Yu. Then, it spread all the way up. The immortals who were originally unaffected by the temperature of the mortal world felt hot for the first time. The man's burning gaze fell on him. It was as if he had lit an invisible fire on him. Shen Yu lowered his head and said softly, I didn't do anything. Do you still want to walk around? Shang Junlin asked. In fact, it was not suitable for him to continue walking around. The young man had lit a fire on him, making him want to do something. Shen Yu shook his head. Even if he wanted to, he couldn't do anything in public. Shang Junlin closed his eyes and suppressed the roaring beast in his heart. He let go of the young man's hand. Let's go back first. If you isn't satisfied, we can come out to play next time. When they returned to the provincial governor's mansion, Shang Junlin was called away. Shan Yu stayed alone in the courtyard and breathed a sigh of relief. Not long after, Xiao Tuanzi came as promised. After playing for a while, she found that Shan Yu was not in high spirits. Xiao Tuanzi curiously asked, Did Big Brother make Pretty Brother angry? Why do you say that? As soon as she spoke, Shan Yu remembered what happened in the morning. He also remembered the misunderstanding of his relationship with Shang Junlin outside the mansion. Because Pretty Brother seems to be in a bad mood. Every time Mother is in a bad mood, it's because Father made her angry. Xiao Tuanzi answered matter-of-factly. Shan Yu laughed. It has nothing to do with him. I'm thinking about something. He was just thinking about the relationship between him and Shang Junlin. When he promised Shang Junlin to go to the Imperial Palace, he didn't think so much. He just wanted to play for a while and leave when he got tired of it. He could go to other places to play, or go back to Mount Shi to continue sleeping. He never thought that he would develop a relationship beyond friendship with the Emperor of the mortal world. On the second day after Shang Junlin secretly left the capital, Prince Li received the news. According to the information sent back by our spies, this time when we left the capital, this prince's good imperial brother brought a beautiful man with him. Taoist priest, do you think that person could be the immortal who was tricked into entering the palace from Mount Shi? Su Daozhong pinched his fingers and said, The immortal is no longer in the imperial palace. That's good. I was worried that I couldn't find a chance to get close to the immortal who was secretly protected in the imperial palace. Since he's out of the imperial palace, it's much more convenient to do things. Prince Li smiled and felt that even the heavens were on his side. I've already sent people to get close to him. It would be best if we can reach a cooperative relationship with the immortal. Su Daozhong said. The state preceptor has brought people to Qingzhou. Will there be any problems? Your Highness, don't worry. They won't find out. Thinking of the special nature of the item, Prince Li was a little relieved. I've already told the people to take care of the jade you gave me. In a few days, it will be sent to the Emperor. Of course, he couldn't personally deliver such a thing. Fortunately, there were many people who wanted to please the Emperor. As long as the news was spread, there would be a lot of people who wanted to get it. If they presented it to the Emperor and got the Emperor's favor, it would be just a matter of a word. Under the secret control of Prince Li, the jade fell into the hands of an official in Qingzhou. Coincidentally, he got the news that the emperor was in Qingzhou. A few days later, the jade was sent to Shang Junlin. Shang Junlin didn't care about these things before, but after seeing the existence of the immortal with his own eyes, he changed his mind. He handed the jade to the state preceptor to see if there was anything wrong with it. For the time being, he didn't have the mood to play with the jade because he found that Shan Yu was intentionally or unintentionally distancing himself from him these days. Previously, under his subtle influence, Shan Yu wouldn't resist getting close to him. But these 2 days, when he wanted to get closer to him, Shan Yu would silently avoid him. Shan Yu came to Qingzhou to investigate what was wrong in Qingzhou. This time, Shang Junlin couldn't hide him from the state preceptor. When Shan Yu deliberately avoided him, he met the state preceptor more often than he did. Shang Junlin was dissatisfied. Every time Shan Yu met the state preceptor, he would take time out no matter how busy he was. His dissatisfaction wasn't directed at Shan Yu. After a few times, the state preceptor couldn't stand it anymore. Not everyone could withstand the cold air of the emperor. After another meeting with the immortal, the state preceptor stopped the emperor who was about to leave with a dark face. "Your Majesty, did you do something to make the emperor unhappy?" The state preceptor suspected that the emperor couldn't help but do something that made the immortal unhappy. After all, from the previous situation, the emperor didn't seem to intend to endure it for long. "I didn't do anything." Shang Junlin also didn't understand why Shen Yu suddenly avoided him. It was very strange that he didn't do anything. From the time he spent with the immortal, it wasn't difficult for the state preceptor to see that the immortal treated the emperor differently from others. "Your Majesty, you can ask directly. The immortal's heart doesn't beat around the bush. No matter how you guess, it's better to ask directly." The state preceptor made this suggestion based on the immortal's attitude towards the emperor. The most important thing was that if the two didn't reconcile, he would be the one who would be hurt. After listening to the state preceptor's words, Shang Junlin thought for a long time and felt that he really should talk to Shen Yu. He didn't want the two of them to be in a deadlock. That night, Shang Junlin had originally planned to go and talk to Shen Yu, but who would have thought that something big would happen in Qingzhou? He only had time to get someone to inform Shen Yu before bringing people to deal with it. Late at night, Shen Yu's courtyard welcomed an uninvited guest. It was a small paper man. "My lord, the emperor has been held back by our people. If you want to leave, now is the best chance," the paper man said in a strange tone. Shan Yu didn't take this little thing seriously, but its words attracted his attention. "This time, it was your master who did it?" The paper man didn't answer this question. Instead, it said, "This is a rare opportunity. Are you willing to be trapped by a mortal forever? You should be an immortal above the 9th heaven, unrestrained by anything, but now you have to pretend to be obedient." Shan Yu made a gesture, and the paper man suddenly quieted down. "You are too noisy," Shan Yu said. Shan Yu's face turned cold after he sensed it. He moved his fingers, and the paper man instantly turned into ashes. Shang Junlin was injured. Shan Yu stood up, pushed the door open, and walked out. At this moment, there was a noise and approaching footsteps in the front yard. There was a faint smell of blood and an imperceptible stench in the air. Shan Yu looked up. "Where is the doctor? Have you sent someone to invite him?" There was an anxious voice in the crowd. "I have already sent someone. He is still bleeding. Why can't it be stopped?" There was obvious panic in the voice. Not long after, Shan Yu saw Shang Junlin, who was supported by someone. The man's face was pale, and his breath was much weaker than it was during the day. Shan Yu also felt that Shang Junlin's vitality was constantly flowing away. The smell of blood and the unknown stench was even stronger. Suddenly, there was an extra person in front of them. Everyone noticed it. Seeing that it was Shan Yu, Shang Junlin struggled to stand up straight. He subconsciously pretended that his injury was not serious. He didn't want the young man to worry. In fact, he didn't look so bad now. His black clothes were soaked with blood, and it was hard to see it in the night. However, Shan Yu was a god, and he could feel that the man's vitality was constantly weakening. Genius 1 second. Remember this website. www.bq50. CC Literature Mobile Version Website. bq50. CC. Chapter 282. Shan Yu walked towards Shang Junlin. I'm fine. Don't worry. Shang Junlin saw the worry on his face and comforted him softly. You lost so much blood. How can you be fine? Shan Yu stretched out his hand without thinking. Shang Junlin shook his head at him and said, Let's go back first. He didn't want Shan Yu to expose himself in such a situation. His hand was held tightly. Shan Yu had no choice but to follow Shang Junlin's wishes. Shang Junlin didn't let go of Shan Yu's hand until he was placed on the bed. The doctor came quickly. The subordinates stepped aside and the unimportant people were sent out. Shang Junlin used a lot of willpower to keep himself from fainting. The man leaned against the bed. His lips were pale. Because of the loss of blood, he felt dizzy. The doctor carefully cut open the man's clothes on his chest, revealing the hideous wound. It seemed that something had scratched him. There were 3 deep scratches on his chest. Dirty blood kept oozing out. Even with the best medicine, it didn't work. The doctor had never seen such a strange injury. He stroked his beard and pondered. Shan Yu knew that the wound didn't heal because it was contaminated. It was this dirty aura that nibbled away the man's vitality. Shan Yu stood up suddenly and said, You guys go out first. Those who stayed were Shang Junlin's confidants. They knew that Shang Junlin valued Shan Yu. They looked at Shang Junlin immediately. You guys go out first. Shang Junlin said. In a short time, Shang Junlin's condition worsened. Shan Yu knew that he had to get rid of the residue on the man's wound as soon as possible. Otherwise, the situation would only get worse. The doctor was also taken out. In the blink of an eye, only Shan Yu and Shang Junlin were left in the room. Shang Junlin stared at Shan Yu without blinking. He knew that his condition was very bad. From the moment he was injured, he knew that the injury this time was different from the previous ones. That kind of overbearing power was constantly wreaking havoc in his meridians, as if it wanted to destroy everything. Just as he was about to say something, a metallic taste rose up in his throat, and he could only swallow back the words he had yet to say. Although Shang Junlin tried his best to restrain himself, Shan Yu could still feel the intense pain he was suffering. Without further delay, Shan Yu walked to the bedside. At the same time, a white light gathered in his hand. The white light was sent to the wound on his chest and slowly sank in. The burning sensation of being burned by the fire faded away, and Shang Junlin only felt a cool energy spreading through his body, repairing the places that had been destroyed one by one. After doing all this, Shan Yu's furrowed brows didn't loosen because the white light could only repair the wounds on the body, but it had no effect on the loss of vitality. I'm much better now. You don't have to worry anymore. Shang Junlin raised his hand and stroked the young man's eyebrows. Shan Yu thought of something and stretched out his hand. The white light flashed, and a wound appeared on his white wrist. What are you doing? Shang Junlin didn't care about his injury and sat up straight. The wound on his chest had stopped bleeding, but because of his violent movements, blood gushed out again. Shan Yu put his bleeding wrist to Shang Junlin's lips. Drink a little. Shang Junlin was shocked. He wanted to refuse, but Shan Yu didn't give him a chance. He moved his wrist forward and put it on Shang Junlin's lips. As if it had a life of its own, his lips touched the skin on his wrist. In an instant, the blood was poured into Shang Junlin's mouth. With just a little bit, Shan Yu withdrew his hand. The blood of immortals was very nourishing for mortals. If Shang Junlin's vitality hadn't been damaged too badly, Shan Yu wouldn't have fed him his own blood directly. Shang Junlin swallowed the blood. He didn't taste the blood, and only a sweet taste remained in his mouth. The effect was immediate. Not long after, Shang Junlin's face was no longer as pale as paper, and his lips gradually became rosy. The doctor was called in again to bandage Shang Junlin's wound. He was very curious about how the young man standing beside the bed stopped the bleeding, but he didn't dare to ask. Before he came, he had been warned that the person he was treating was a big shot, and he couldn't say a word about what happened tonight. After bandaging the wound, the doctor checked the man's pulse and then went to prescribe medicine. Many of the people Shang Junlin brought with him were killed, and some of them were injured. Like Shang Junlin, they were injured by an unknown thing. They were bleeding profusely, and their wounds couldn't heal for a long time. The state preceptor rushed over when he heard the news. When he saw that Shang Junlin's wounds were treated, he heaved a sigh of relief. "Fortunately, Your Majesty is fine." Shang Junlin was lying on the bed, and his expression was obscure. "The monster was hiding in the dark and followed me all the way. I only noticed it after it attacked me." Shang Junlin told him what happened tonight. He had finished his business and planned to come back, but he didn't expect to encounter a thick fog after entering a forest. In the fog, an indistinct monster appeared and attacked them. "Many of the people who came back with me were injured. State Preceptor, please take a look at them later. This monster can devour a person's vitality." A white flower appeared on Shan Yu's fingertip. He manipulated the flower to fly in front of the State Preceptor. "Put this flower in the water and let them consume it. It will heal their injuries as soon as possible." It was a flower of an unknown species. Its petals were layered, and the edges of the petals were shining with white light. It didn't look like an ordinary flower. The State Preceptor hurriedly kept the flower. "Thank you, Immortal." Seeing that Shang Junlin didn't need him, the State Preceptor took the flower and left. Before he left, he couldn't help but look back, wondering if the conflict between His Majesty and the Immortal had been resolved. He happened to see His Majesty holding the Immortal's hand, so the State Preceptor quickly looked away. "Why did you feed his blood to me?" Shang Junlin stared into Shan Yu's eyes, trying to find an answer. He could still feel the young man's skin on his lips. It was delicate and cool. "My blood can replenish the vitality lost in your body in the shortest time possible." Other than the Immortal's blood, there were other things that could do this, such as the flower he had conjured. However, these things were not as effective as his blood. At that time, Shan Yu didn't think much about it and did it directly. "Next time, don't give your blood to others so easily." Shang Junlin sighed in his heart. He didn't want to push people too hard. Moreover, Shan Yu's performance tonight gave him some confidence. Shan Yu treated him differently. "I know. If it weren't for His Majesty, I wouldn't have used this method so easily." Shang Junlin drank his blood, so he was bound to him. From now on, he would no longer be free and unfettered in this world. Hearing this answer, Shang Junlin's heart softened. "Is you worried about me today?" "He's still very unhappy." Shan Yu nodded. He told Shang Junlin about the paper figurines that appeared in his room before he came back. "Does His Majesty know who did this?" Shang Junlin's face turned cold. "They still want to make a move on you?" Shang Junlin could tolerate any kind of ambition in the struggle for power and profit. However, they wanted to take Shen Yu away from him. This was his reverse scale that couldn't be touched. Touching it would mean death. "I will never do anything that goes against your wishes." Shang Junlin held Shen Yu's hand tightly. He was scared. He didn't dare to think about what would happen if those people succeeded and Shen Yu left him. The boiled medicine was served. Shen Yu wanted to get up, but he was stopped by the man. "You, don't leave me." "I won't go." Shang Junlin was seriously injured. Even though he drank Shan Yu's blood, he still felt a little warm. Shan Yu could feel that the hand holding his wrist was much warmer than usual. "His Majesty, drink the medicine first." Shang Junlin refused to look away. Even if he drank the medicine, he still had to look at him. Sick people were unreasonable. Shan Yu had no choice but to sit by the bed and accompany him. When everything was done, the sky was almost bright. Shang Junlin's complexion was a lot better, but he still looked a little tired. "You has also been busy all night. Sleep with me for a while?" Shang Junlin held Shan Yu's wrist and rubbed the center of it with his fingers. The wound here had already healed, but Shang Junlin would never forget what Shan Yu had done for him. "I'm not sleepy," Shan Yu said. He didn't need to sleep. Staying up all night didn't affect him. "Just treat it as keeping me company. I can only be at ease with a you by my side." The man looked at him eagerly like a big dog begging for its owner's love. Shan Yu couldn't resist such a gaze, so he softly said, "N." Shan Yu took off his outer shirt and lay down beside Shang Junlin. "Now, Your Majesty, can you have a good rest?" Shang Junlin moved to Shan Yu's side and hugged him. Feeling the cold aura of the young man, his thoughts gradually calmed down. The sick person was the most important. Shan Yu didn't push him away. He laid in the man's warm arms and fell asleep not long after. Whether it was the attack this time or the attempt to take Shan Yu away from him, Shang Junlin wouldn't let it go. With Shan Yu's help, his injury recovered quickly. However, Shang Junlin didn't show it. Instead, he quietly sent the hidden dragon guards to act in the dark. He didn't know if it was Shang Junlin's misconception, but he always felt that Shan Yu was too obedient to him during the recuperation period. The previous alienation seemed to be his own misconception, and his relationship with Shan Yu suddenly returned to the past. No, it wasn't accurate to say that it was the past. It should be more accurate to say that they were even closer than before. No matter if it was day or night, Shan Yu would always be by his side. When he slept, he would also obediently sleep in his arms. When he woke up early in the morning, the feeling of having his sweetheart in his arms was too good, except for some awkward moments. To Shang Junlin, this was considered sweet torture. The hidden dragon guards found more and more clues, and the mastermind was gradually revealed. Shang Junlin didn't act immediately. He was waiting for the best opportunity. He wouldn't leave any traces behind. Shan Yu originally wanted to find the monster that hurt Shang Junlin and get rid of it. However, he was too involved with Shang Junlin now. Moreover, Shang Junlin was the emperor of a country. He couldn't predict the result directly. He could only wait for Shang Junlin to find out more about the monster. When the hidden dragon guards reported the news, Shan Yu was also listening at the side. "Your Majesty, you don't have to worry anymore after we get rid of the monster that threatens your life." Shan Yu had been inseparable from Shang Junlin for the past few days. He was worried that Shang Junlin would get hurt when he wasn't paying attention. "When that time comes, I can leave with peace of mind." Shan Yu stood by the window and said calmly. Shang Junlin hugged the young man from behind and trapped him between himself and the window. His eyes were gloomy and unclear. "Why does you want to leave? I can't always be by your side. You might be annoyed one day." Shan Yu tilted his head. He didn't feel any danger. "I won't be annoyed." Shang Junlin rubbed Shan Yu's ear. "Don't leave, okay?" Shan Yu's mind was in a mess. These days, he realized that he cared too much about Shang Junlin. He wanted to calm down alone. However, Shang Junlin's life was threatened. He couldn't leave without caring about him. If Shang Junlin got hurt or something worse happened after he left, he wouldn't be able to forgive himself. He hesitated and said, "No matter how good a friend is, there will be a day when we have to part." "I won't allow it." Shang Junlin's arms unconsciously tightened. It was as if he wanted to pull the person in his arms into his body. "You, at this time, do you still think that I only treat you as a friend?" The news that Shan Yu wanted to leave made Shang Junlin lose his mind. He couldn't think calmly and blurted out his true thoughts. "You fed me your blood because you were worried about me, and you didn't feel repulsed by my closeness. I've never treated you as a friend. It was me who was reckless and had delusional thoughts, wanting to embrace an immortal." His hot breath sprayed on the side of her neck. What followed was an extremely gentle kiss. Genius 1 second. Remember this website. www.bq50. CC Literature website. bq50. CC. Chapter 283. Shan Yu's heart was like a stone thrown into a calm lake, stirring up waves. The man's embrace was scorching hot. Shan Yu leaned against the man's chest and could feel the violent heartbeat behind her. A gentle kiss with a scorching breath fell on the side of her face. Shan Yu tilted her head, wanting to see the expression of the man behind her. His movements were stopped. Shang Junlin hugged him tightly with his strong arms, so he could only maintain his initial movement. Another kiss fell on her face. This time it was on her lips. Her breath trembled slightly. Her master's state of mind was not as relaxed as he looked. "Does you hate it?" Shang Junlin's voice was low and gentle. "Like this. Does you hate it?" From the first time they met, Shang Junlin wanted to possess her fiercely. However, he knew how to be a qualified hunter and had enough patience to lure Shan Yu into his arms. At this moment, Shang Junlin's heart was nervous. Even when facing thousands of enemy troops, he did not feel as nervous as he did now. His movements seemed to be strong, but in fact, he left enough room for Shan Yu to resist. If the young man in his arms was really unwilling, he would let go and slowly make up for it. While testing, he paid attention to the young man's reaction. Perhaps because of nervousness, the young man put his hand on Shang Junlin's waist. However, Shang Junlin did not feel any resistance. The joy in his heart could no longer be suppressed. He could not help but do more excessive things. One by one, he kissed the young man's face and neck. He watched as the young man's exposed white skin was dyed red inch by inch. Shan Yu did not answer his question, but wasn't his indulgent attitude also a kind of answer? Shang Junlin had an idea in his heart. The huge stone hanging in his heart fell little by little. "You." Shang Junlin buried his head in Shan Yu's neck and whispered softly. Shan Yu was a little itchy from his breath. If Shang Junlin could see his eyes at this time, he would find that there was a rare confusion in the young man's eyes. "What is like?" Shan Yu didn't understand. "I just want to be with you all the time. I want to be close to you. If I'm away from you, I won't be able to eat or drink." Shang Junlin's deep and pleasant voice spoke of his love. He wished he could truly possess the young man in his arms at this moment. But he couldn't. He didn't know if being a little more intimate would cause the immortal to dislike him, but he couldn't bear the consequences of losing the person he loved midway. Shang Junlin knew that immortals did not understand love. He was the one who was delusional and tried to pull down immortals who were untainted by the mortal world. He did not expect Shan Yu to respond to him. It was fine as long as she did not leave him. He could restrain his desires for the rest of his life as long as the immortal above the 9 heavens was willing to stay by his side. Shan Yu didn't know what the people behind him were thinking. He was thinking about Shang Junlin's words. To be honest, he didn't dislike Shang Junlin's intimacy. Even if Shang Junlin didn't greet him and directly kissed him, he didn't feel offended. He just felt a little helpless. Since he was born, he had been alone for countless years. Now that there was one more person by his side, Shan Yu's heart was filled with joy. At this moment, Shan Yu could feel the strong feelings that Shang Junlin deliberately restrained. The confusion in his heart suddenly dissipated. "Memory, I don't know if my feelings for you are the same as yours for me, but I can answer your question just now. I don't hate or dislike your majesty being close to me or kissing me. I also like the feeling of being close to your majesty." Shan Yu slowly spoke out his thoughts. Shang Junlin could no longer restrain the joy in his heart after receiving an unexpected response. He loosened his hand and turned the young man in his arms to face him. Shan Yu raised his eyes and looked at Shang Junlin. Shang Junlin was also looking at him. The young man was undoubtedly extremely beautiful, as if he was created by the creation of heaven and earth. There was still a blush on his face, as if he had applied a thin layer of rouge, which reduced the cold temperament of an immortal and made him look more human. Shan Yu was forced to look up when his chin was lifted. He directly looked into a pair of deep eyes. The overwhelming affection enveloped him. Shan Yu looked at the man's enlarged face and subconsciously closed his eyes. This was undoubtedly an attitude of acquiescence. Shang Junlin, who didn't intend to do anything, couldn't control himself anymore. Their lips touched. The young man's breathing intertwined and his eyelashes trembled. Shang Junlin restrained the rising desire in his heart and maintained the position of their lips touching. He didn't continue. Only the arm around the young man's waist continued to tighten, indicating that the man's heart was not as calm as he appeared to be. This kind of kiss was different from simply being kissed on the face. Shan Yu felt a little thirsty and couldn't help but lick his lips. But he seemed to have forgotten the position he and Shang Junlin were in at this moment. Shang Junlin only felt that his lips were swept by something soft and warm. There was a roar in his head and he couldn't control himself anymore. He chased after it. How could the simple-minded immortals know that their unintentional actions would awaken the sleeping ominous beast? His lips and teeth were pried open, and the breath of another person swept over. He was kissed thoroughly. This was something that Shan Yu had never experienced before. Even a groan in a daze could greatly stimulate a man and bring about an even more violent storm. After a long time, Shan Yu was finally released. The water stains on his lips were gently sucked away. The man who finally tasted meat was satisfied. He hugged the young man who hadn't come back to his senses and leaned on his body. "Are you feeling better?" Shan Yu came back to his senses and only felt that his tongue was numb. "I didn't control myself well. Are you hurt?" The man's voice was gentler than usual. Shan Yu felt that his ears were beginning to numb. He shook his head and said, "I'm fine." But he buried his head in the man's arms and refused to raise his head. Hearing Shan Yu's voice, Shang Junlin was relieved. He was afraid that his behavior just now had made the young man unhappy. It seemed that the young man was more indulgent to him than expected. How could he be willing to let go like this? Unconsciously hugging the young man tighter, Shang Junlin thought that he might really never let go. After this day, everyone in the residence discovered that the relationship between Shan Yu and Shang Junlin had become even closer. It was easy to see the relationship between the two of them in that state where no one could interfere. The people who were originally doubtful about the relationship between the two were now sure that the relationship between His Majesty and the handsome young man was indeed as they had guessed. The state preceptor was even more shocked. He knew Shan Yu's real identity and knew the emperor's disrespectful thoughts. He never expected that the emperor would get what he wanted in just a few days. After receiving Shan Yu's response, Shang Junlin would bring Shan Yu with him wherever he went. It was true that he did not want to be separated from Shan Yu for even a moment. A few days later, with the help of Shan Yu, the state preceptor found the hiding place of the monster that attacked Shang Junlin and his men. Shan Yu was not supposed to interfere with the affairs of the mortal world. But that thing had hurt Shang Junlin, so he could not let it go. The group of people arrived at the location that the hidden dragon guards had found. It was a wasteland. The trees were withered and there was not even a blade of grass. Looking around, there was a layer of gray fog that shrouded the surroundings. It was impossible to see further. The evil spirit here is very strong. The state preceptor's face was solemn. Based on the fight between Shang Junlin and that thing, the other party was very strong. It appeared and disappeared mysteriously in the fog, making it hard to guard against. Shan Yu stood beside Shang Junlin and focused on sensing the movements around them. In order not to alert the other party, Shan Yu suppressed his breath to the maximum. Otherwise, that thing might not come out if it sensed his presence. Soon, everyone felt that the sound of the wind was not right. There was a sharp and ear-piercing sound coming from all directions. "It's here." The hidden dragon guards formed a well-trained formation. The state preceptor's men assisted them. Everyone was alert to the movements around them. Shang Junlin was alert to the surroundings. He shielded Shan Yu behind him and said, "Be careful." Shan Yu smelled the same stench that Shang Junlin smelled when he came back with injuries. He knew that the thing that hurt Shang Junlin had been lured out. The sky suddenly darkened. It was gray and blurred their vision. In the gray fog, the monster attacked the humans. To it, these humans were just food that was difficult to deal with. The stench was mixed with the smell of blood. It was the smell of human blood. Shen Yu grabbed Shang Junlin's sleeve with one hand and slashed down with the other hand. A glaring white light cut through the gray fog. Everyone instinctively closed their eyes. Before they could react to what had happened, they heard the monster screaming in pain. Then, there was the sound of something heavy falling to the ground. All the sounds disappeared. The gray fog gradually dissipated. The sunlight that had disappeared unknowingly reappeared on the ground. Not far in front of them, a strange-looking beast was lying on the ground. It was surrounded by white flames. The monster struggled fiercely, but it could not break free from the white flames. The unknown black fog on its body was constantly being burned. Every time it burned, the monster would feel more pain. Shang Junlin held Shen Yu's hand tightly. He knew that the white light and the white flames in front of them were the work of Shen Yu. Shen Yu looked at the burning monster and frowned slightly. He felt a very faint aura of God from the monster, which was almost disappearing. "What's wrong?" Shang Junlin asked when he saw that Shen Yu's expression was not right. Shen Yu told him what he had found. "I can't be wrong. It does have the aura of God." "Well, I may know the reason," the state preceptor, who was standing not far away from them, said. I've been reading ancient books these days and found an ancient forbidden technique. It can pollute a weak god with the resentment of humans. It can make the god lose his divinity and become a monster that only knows how to kill." The state preceptor briefly explained the effect of the forbidden technique. Everyone who heard it gasped. The monster in front of them, who was neither human nor beast, was actually a deity? "It's not a god now." Shen Yu looked in the direction of the monster and raised his hand. In an instant, it was as if an invisible gust of wind blew out the white flames. The monster let out a soundless roar and slowly stopped moving. No one spoke, and the surroundings fell into an extreme silence. Compared to the news that the monster in front of them was a god, the fact that Shan Yu could kill it effortlessly was obviously more frightening. What was the origin of this young man who had a close relationship with the emperor? The state preceptor was also shocked. He only knew that the young man was an immortal, but he did not know that he was so strong. The monster was a fallen god. Even if it lost its divinity, its strength should not be underestimated. However, the young man just moved his hand and killed it. "Who ordered you to hurt His Majesty?" In the silence, the young man's emotionless voice made people shudder. Genius 1 second. Remember this website. www.bq50. CC Literature Mobile Version Reading Website. bq50. CC. Chapter 284. The monster was on the verge of death and had completely lost its ability to attack. "This thing has no consciousness. I'm afraid you won't be able to get anything out of it," the state preceptor said under the pressure. Shen Yu naturally knew this. He was not asking about the monster itself, but the trace of divinity left in the monster's body. Gods could communicate with heaven and earth. Shan Yu could understand everything he wanted to know through the divinity left in the monster. Soon, everyone saw a shadow appear above the monster. In the shadow, a person's figure gradually became clear. The state preceptor gasped. "Is this the person who controlled the monster to attack His Majesty?" Shan Yu nodded. "You know him? He's a Taoist priest by King Li's side." Shang Junlin glanced at the shadow and said, "It seems that King Li has something to do with this. How should we deal with this monster?" The state preceptor looked troubled. It was already a great favor that the immortal was willing to help. Logically speaking, the immortal shouldn't have to worry about the rest. It's a contaminated god. Returning to heaven and earth is the best ending. Shen Yu raised his hand. An invisible wind wrapped around the monster and the shadow disappeared. In the air, the monster's figure faded with the wind. The wind stopped. "It's over?" someone said in a daze. At the same time, somewhere in Qingzhou, a middle-aged man in a Taoist robe covered his chest and spat out a mouthful of blood. When he looked up again, his face was extremely ugly. He had suffered an extremely serious backlash. "Taoist priest, what happened?" The guard outside the door heard the noise and asked. Nothing. Taoist priest Su wiped the blood from his mouth. I need to cultivate in seclusion for a while. Go and inform His Highness. Yes. Taoist priest Su sat alone in the room, his eyes gloomy. He didn't know who ruined his plan, but he was seriously injured now. He couldn't do anything even if he wanted to. He also had to worry about the imperial court's people who could appear at any time. He had to recover quickly. He looked at the guards outside the door. It was just a few lives. It was their fortune to help him recover his cultivation. Bang! After a few sounds, Taoist priest Su's pale face became rosy. The tightly shut door was pushed open. Su Daozhong didn't even look at the people lying by the door and walked straight out. There weren't enough people. Right now, the mastermind behind all of this is in the Azure province. Furthermore, he is heavily injured. Follow his directions and you will be able to capture him. In the provincial governor's office, Shan Yu summoned an ice-blue flower. He raised his hand slightly and the flower floated in front of the leader of the hidden dragon guards. Shang Junlin stood beside Shan Yu and nodded. Go ahead. The leader of the hidden dragon guards left with his men. What had happened today had shocked them greatly. When only the two of them were left in the room, Shang Junlin hugged Shan Yu and asked, Is you so angry because that monster hurt me? Since that day, the two of them had become much closer. Shan Yu had already gotten used to Shang Junlin's behavior of sticking to her all the time. Shan Yu nodded seriously. They shouldn't have hurt you. Shang Junlin stroked Shan Yu's hair gently and looked at him tenderly. You don't have to worry about them. I will take care of everything. Your eyes, your attention, only need to be on me. The hidden dragon guards were very fast. In less than a day, they caught Taoist priest Su who was in hiding and stopped him from hurting the innocent. There was a breakthrough in the case of the young girl that had been troubling the imperial court for a long time. Taoist priest Su's cultivation was damaged and there was a flaw in the illusion that he placed on the jade stone. When the state preceptor discovered this, he immediately reported it to Shang Junlin. When the state preceptor brought the jade stone to the study room, Shan Yu was there too. Regarding this, the state preceptor was initially in disbelief. Now, he was emotionless. He didn't know how the emperor did it. He actually won the immortal's heart and achieved his wish. Your Majesty, I am talking about this jade stone. The state preceptor presented the jade stone to the emperor. The jade stone was placed in a brocade box. When the brocade box was opened, a golden light could be seen shining. However, it was unknown what the problem was, but this golden light did not give people a feeling of auspiciousness. Instead, it gave people a strange feeling. Shan Yu could tell that something was done to the jade stone. He waved his hand and removed the illusion on the jade stone. This is the luck stone. Luck stone. The state preceptor had heard of this stone before. It is said that the luck stone can transfer the wearer's luck to another person. This stone is presented to His Majesty as an auspicious object. The person who sent this stone is truly despicable. Shang Junlin's aura turned cold. Only a few people have the guts to covet my luck. Your Majesty is the Son of Heaven chosen by the heavens. Not everyone's fate can bear such a huge amount of luck. If they have evil thoughts, it will only backfire on them, Shan Yu said lightly. Will this item affect your Majesty? The state preceptor was more worried about this. As a cultivator, he knew better than others how important a person's luck was. I am afraid that this stone also contributed to your Majesty's injury. Shan Yu took the jade stone out of the brocade box. Otherwise, your Majesty wouldn't have suffered such a serious injury. The state preceptor understood. He had cultivated for many years and naturally knew that the Son of Heaven was blessed by the heavens. Ordinary evil things couldn't get close to him. How should we deal with this item? Just destroy it. Shan Yu closed his fingers. When he opened them again, the strange aura on the jade stone disappeared. However, we can't just let go of the matter of scheming against your Majesty. That person has been caught. What does you want to do? Hearing Shan Yu's protective tone, Shang Junlin felt a burst of warmth in his heart. Just let him have a taste of having his luck taken away, Shen Yu replied. Let me handle this matter. It was my negligence that I didn't discover anything wrong this time. I am willing to atone for my mistakes. The state preceptor said. Yes, I will leave this matter to you. Shang Junlin still remembered that the state preceptor had said that immortals couldn't have too much karma with the secular world. Shan Yu's karma was enough for him. After handing over the matter, Shang Junlin took Shen Yu to play in Qingzhou for a few days. He wanted to show the youth the prosperity of the human world and give the youth the best he could. After the matter in Qingzhou was over, Shang Junlin's injury was almost healed. The group set off for the capital. Prince Li waited in his mansion for a long time, but he didn't receive any good news from Su Daozhong. Instead, he was getting more and more unlucky. He was injured when he went out. Finally, he met the cold imperial army. The conspiracy of many years was exposed. The imperial army came too quickly. Prince Li was not prepared at all. Prince Li colluded with Su Daozhong to harm the innocent. His crime of plotting rebellion was announced to the world. For a time, everyone wanted to punish him. Shan Yu and Shang Junlin returned to the palace. This time, Shang Junlin didn't continue to hide his existence. After the matter of Prince Li came to an end, the courtiers found that there was one more young man in the palace. He ate and lived with the emperor. Their posture was intimate. He even lived in the emperor's bedroom. What does your majesty mean? What is the origin of the person in the palace? Why does your majesty, who has always been averse to beauty, behave like this? All kinds of questions appeared in their minds. All kinds of memorials about Shen Yu flew to the palace like snowflakes. What surprised the courtiers was that the state preceptor, prime minister, and other courtiers didn't do anything. They didn't persuade or ask about it. It was another memorial about the young man. Shang Junlin just glanced at it and threw it aside. Did someone embarrass your majesty? Shan Yu took a piece of chestnut cake and walked over. Shang Junlin still dealt with official business in the imperial study. Unlike before, he packed Shen Yu and brought him here. The imperial study, which used to be serious, was full of things Shang Junlin prepared for Shen Yu. Gadgets, stories, snacks, fruits. Everything. For Shen Yu, it was the same everywhere. Shang Junlin wanted him to stay by his side. He said that it was lonely to deal with government affairs alone. Shen Yu thought that when he was alone, he wasn't as happy as when he was with Shang Junlin, so he agreed. Shen Yu asked this because in the story he read 2 days ago, the main character, the emperor, was restrained by his courtiers and couldn't issue any government orders. Shen Yu didn't know how Shang Junlin got along with the courtiers. He thought that Shang Junlin was like the main character in the story and was bullied. Shang Junlin wanted to explain, but then he thought that misunderstandings might not be a bad thing. He patted the seat next to him and said, "You, come and sit." Shen Yu sat down and said, "You are the emperor. How can you be bullied?" "They didn't bully me." Shang Junlin stretched out his long arms and hugged the young man. "It's just some small things that annoy me. For example, Shan Yu's matter." Shang Junlin didn't intend to tell the world about the young man's true identity. It wasn't necessary. It was enough for him to know. But those people didn't let it go and insisted on asking for an explanation. Shang Junlin kept these things a secret. He didn't let anyone reveal it in front of Shen Yu. A high and mighty immortal didn't need to worry about such things. But, "You agreed to be with me. Shouldn't you give me a status?" "What status?" Shan Yu didn't understand why the topic suddenly changed to a status. In fact, the courtiers kept sending memorials to me because of the matter between you and me. In the mortal world, people who are close to each other will be married. I and you are so close, but we haven't made our relationship known to the public. Shen Yu was stunned. "Your Majesty wants to marry me." Shen Yu remembered that when Shang Junlin made it clear, he said that he liked him so much that he wanted to marry him. But the other party didn't say anything, so he didn't continue to think about it. "I really want to. It's best to let the world know that you and I are a couple," Shang Junlin intimately rubbed Shen Yu's cheek. Is you willing? Eunuch Meng stood at the side and looked down, secretly saying, Your Majesty is really tricking immortals. Shen Yu imagined that he would be accompanied by Shang Junlin in the future. It didn't seem impossible. After nodding, Shan Yu was kissed fiercely by the man who couldn't control himself. Shan Yu's breath was stolen. The man was so strong that Shan Yu had to hook his neck. After the kiss, Shang Junlin didn't let go of the young man in his arms. He kept pecking the other party's face. You, how lucky I am. The ministers didn't wait for an explanation from His Majesty. Instead, they heard that His Majesty was going to get married. They looked at each other. What's going on with His Majesty? What's the identity of this young man that His Majesty brought back from Mount Shi? It's only been a few days, but His Majesty already has the idea of getting married. Before this, no matter how they wrote, His Majesty wouldn't agree to confer the title of Empress and take in concubines. The state preceptor, Prime Minister, and others who knew Shen Yu's true identity felt even more complicated. Will His Majesty really be okay? The Prime Minister looked worried. From the looks of it, the immortal doesn't seem to have no feelings for His Majesty. What's more, if the immortal isn't willing, even if His Majesty wants, it won't happen. If the immortal is willing, His Majesty will announce it to the world with great fanfare. The state preceptor comforted the Prime Minister. Actually, when he first found out what His Majesty was thinking, the state preceptor was also very worried. However, after what happened in Qingzhou, he could tell that the immortal was not completely uninterested in His Majesty to be tricked by His Majesty. Shan Yu didn't know about the thoughts of outsiders. He was sitting on the bed in his bedroom, waiting for Shang Junlin to come back. After returning to the palace, Shan Yu returned to the appearance of an immortal. His white hair reached the ground, and it was blasphemous to look at him. He didn't have to wait long before Shang Junlin pushed the door open and came in. He was holding a palm-sized jade box in his hand. Shan Yu curiously looked over and asked, Your Majesty, what is this? A gift for you, Shang Junlin said as he opened the jade box. Inside the box, there was an anklet that glowed with silver light. The anklet was very thin and made of an unknown material. Under the candlelight, it glowed with a faint silver light. A small bell of the same color hung on the anklet. The anklet was taken out by the man's big hand, and the bell made a slight sound. Do you like it? Shang Junlin asked in a low voice. I like it. Shen Yu reached out to take it, but the man dodged him. I'll put it on for you. Shang Junlin squatted down beside the bed and held Shen Yu's foot. The young man's foot was fair, and the back of his foot was slightly arched. His toes were round and smooth, and his fingernails were slightly pink. There were no flaws at all. Shang Junlin's eyes gradually darkened. Shan Yu's palm was getting hotter and hotter. He couldn't help but move his foot and asked, Is it done? Wait a little longer. The man's voice was hoarse. Shang Junlin held Shan Yu's foot again and placed it on his bent leg. He lowered his head and carefully put the anklet on for him. The silver anklet covered the anklet, as if it was an immortal who had mistakenly entered the mortal world. Shen Yu moved his foot curiously, and the bell hanging on the silver anklet made a crisp sound. Why is it still ringing? This way, as long as a Yu appears, I'll know. Shang Junlin stood up and sat beside Shen Yu. Shen Yu looked up and directly met the man's eyes that were as deep as the night sky. A Yu, I want you. Genius 1 second. Remember this website. www.bq50. CC Literature Mobile Version Website. BQ50. CC. Chapter 285. Their surroundings became hot and dry. The man's eyes were deep, like a bottomless abyss with a burning breath. His gaze was like silk, entangling Shan Yu little by little. Shan Yu also became hot. The crimson color crawled up her fair skin. Her skin that was as translucent as snow was dyed red, making her appear even more alluring. Shan Yu's heart was filled with an indescribable nervousness. He knew what Shang Junlin's words meant. Even if he hadn't experienced it personally, he had read a lot about it in novels. The man had already lifted his chin and leaned over to kiss him. The kiss interrupted Shan Yu's words. The man's actions were gentle. It wasn't the first time they had been so intimate. Shan Yu adapted well and responded meekly. Shan Yu's response was the best catalyst. Shang Junlin threw away his last scruples and hugged him tightly. If you can't accept it, just say stop. Shang Junlin ended the kiss and gently stroked the young man's cheek. His actions were in sharp contrast to the bright flames burning in his eyes. Shan Yu nervously grabbed the hem of his clothes. Ding-ling-ling, the sound of the bells surrounded them, composing a moving song. The bed curtain fell and the red candles were burning. The light and shadow swayed, and the bells rang intermittently throughout the night. When he woke up the next day, the sky was already bright. Shan Yu turned over and tried to sit up. He didn't know where he pulled, but it hurt so much that he gasped. Uncomfortable. The man's low and pleasant voice sounded in his ear. Shan Yu didn't want to talk to him. Last night, he begged him to stop several times. The other party agreed, but in the end, his actions became worse and more ruthless. Shang Junlin supported his head with one hand and looked at the young man who was throwing a tantrum with his back facing him. His expression was full of satisfaction. He reached out and pulled the young man back into his arms. The young man tried to dodge, but he couldn't. He could only let the man hug him. Are you angry with me? Shang Junlin leaned close to the young man's ear and said gently. As he spoke, his hot breath sprayed on the sensitive earlobe. The pink color spread, and Shan Yu's body unconsciously trembled. The man chuckled and sucked her earlobe into his mouth. Let go of me. Shan Yu reached out and tried to push the man away. The exposed wrist was covered with red marks and teeth marks. Shang Junlin's eyes darkened. He still remembered how he had imprinted these marks on it. Letting go of the earlobe that had been bullied enough, Shang Junlin grabbed the hand that came to him and kissed it lovingly. I saw you this morning and you didn't get hurt. If you really don't feel well, I'll get the imperial physician to take a look at you. No need. Shan Yu buried his face in the quilt and said in a muffled voice. Zhan got what he wanted, so it's inevitable that he's a little excited. You, don't be angry. It won't happen again. Shang Junlin hugged her and coaxed her gently. What he said was the truth. In that situation, he couldn't control himself to stop. He just wanted to tear her apart and swallow her whole, never to be separated again. It was Shan Yu's first time experiencing this kind of thing. What he encountered was a ferocious beast that was extremely hungry. Now that he finally got what he wanted, wouldn't it eat him up completely? Are you thirsty? Drink some water first. Shan Yu felt that it was okay. When he was half awake, the man seemed to have used his mouth to pass him some water. Now, there was still some sweetness in his mouth. The water was prepared early in the morning. Shang Junlin brought it over and supported Shan Yu to lean on his body to feed him the water. Shan Yu drank the water from Shang Junlin's hand and licked the water stains on his lips. The water is sweet. I added honey. Shang Junlin put down the cup, lifted Shan Yu's chin, and kissed him. Why did you? Shan Yu's mouth was still a little painful from being kissed. He was still angry and was kissed by the man again. So, he pushed him hard. Shang Junlin kissed him for a while before releasing him. Zhen only kissed you. What did you think Zhen was going to do? The young man's cheeks were red, and the corners of his eyes were dark red. He glanced at the man and said, Your Majesty has no credibility in my heart. It's Zhen's fault. Shang Junlin actively admitted his mistake. As for whether he would change or not, that was another matter. It's very late now. Your Majesty, don't you need to go to court? Shang Junlin was a good and responsible emperor. Shan Yu had lived in the palace for so long, and he always went to court on time. He never slacked off. When he woke up today, he was already there. It had been so long, but he didn't show any signs of leaving. Shan Yu couldn't help but be curious. Did he not plan to go to court? Would the ministers be dissatisfied? The more Shan Yu thought about it, the more he felt that this was not right. If the other party didn't go to court because of him and caused the ministers to be dissatisfied, wouldn't it be his fault? He adjusted his position in the man's arms and placed his hands on the man's chest. He looked up at him seriously and said, "Your Majesty, you can't not go to court because of pleasure. It's not good." When did Zhen say that Zhen didn't go to court? Shang Junlin looked at the young man who was seriously persuading him and laughed in his heart. At this time, the court has already finished. Don't worry. Even if it's for a Yu, Zhen will not become a fatuous emperor who doesn't go to court because of a beauty. Zhen can't bear to let a Yu be criticized by the world because of Zhen. Shan Yu was ashamed and angry that he had made such a big mistake. He buried his head in the man's arms and refused to lift it up no matter what. Shang Junlin looked at the young man's ears that were dyed red, and his heart felt warm. He dug out the young man who was avoiding the truth from his arms and said, "Good a you, Zhen won't laugh at you. Why are you hiding? Zhen is happy that you are worried that Zhen is not doing his job. Then you didn't sleep at all? Last night, he was a god, but he couldn't stand such a crazy thing. The other party was just a mortal. How could he be so energetic?" Shen Yu couldn't figure it out. There was nothing to do in the morning court today. Zhen came back to sleep for a while after the court. "I woke up not long before you woke up." Prince Li's matter had been solved. The evidence was conclusive, and he had committed a monstrous murder. No one dared to exonerate him. During this period of time, there was nothing else to do in the court. Shang Junlin announced the news of his wedding during the morning court. He remembered Shan Yu, who was in the palace, so he didn't care about the reaction of the courtiers and directly announced the end of the tide. The news of the emperor's wedding had been revealed some time ago. The courtiers weren't surprised. Combined with the emperor's actions during this period of time, they could see that the emperor was determined to do this. Shang Junlin didn't want to waste time in the morning court. He hurriedly finished the morning court and returned to the palace. Shan Yu hadn't woken up yet. Looking at the sleeping face of the other party, Shang Junlin changed out of his court clothes and went back to sleep with the other party in his arms. Shan Yu was, after all, a god. He recovered relatively quickly. After a day, the discomfort had subsided. The marks on his body had also dissipated a lot. Shang Junlin looked at the fading marks and really wanted to reprint them. But he also knew that he didn't know how to control himself the first time. He had to give Shen Yu some time to recover. With the breakthrough of their intimate relationship, Shen Yu and Shang Junlin got along even better. No matter where they went, as long as Shen Yu was willing, Shang Junlin would bring him along. The drought was completely solved. It wasn't known when it started, but rumors began to spread among the people that the drought was solved because the heavens were dissatisfied with Prince Li and Su Daozhang's evil deeds. The messenger was now in the palace and was about to tie the knot with the emperor. The two of them were destined to be married. One of the reasons the messenger appeared in Dahuan and solved the natural disaster there was to keep the appointment with the emperor. So miraculous. Is it true? Someone questioned. Of course it's true. Otherwise, why didn't the messenger go to other countries? Why did he come to Dahuan? Dahuan isn't the only country suffering from drought this year. I heard that the messenger first appeared in Mount Shi. Before that, there were no traces of the messenger's existence in the world. Some officials in the court didn't believe it and sent people to investigate. Indeed, they couldn't find any traces of the messenger's previous life. This can't be fake. The news spread, and the people were looking forward to the wedding. The officials also felt that it was inconceivable. They didn't believe the words of the people at first, but the results of the investigation made them believe it. The imperial preceptor, the prime minister, and other officials didn't object at first. Was it because they received the news in advance? Since he has such an identity, why didn't he tell us in advance? He made us wait for the memorial. I don't know if it will make the messenger unhappy. Under Shang Junlin's arrangement, the voices of opposition disappeared. With the celebration of the entire nation, the day of the wedding finally arrived. It wasn't the coronation ceremony, but the wedding of Shang Junlin and Shen Yu. On the day of the wedding, the officials saw the real face of the rumored messenger for the first time. It was no wonder that they didn't know. The emperor was too protective. Many officials felt that if it wasn't for this wedding, they might never see the messenger's face. After seeing the messenger, no one doubted Shan Yu's identity anymore. There was no other reason. Shan Yu's appearance was too convincing. With his white hair reaching the ground and his otherworldly temperament, he suddenly looked like an immortal. Some people would even believe that he was a real god. As one of the few people who knew the real identity of Shen Yu, the imperial preceptor once asked the emperor why he used the name of the messenger. Shang Junlin told him that it was decided after discussing with Shen Yu. On the one hand, Shang Junlin didn't want Shen Yu to be disturbed. On the other hand, the real name of the god couldn't be known by too many people. Until the end of the wedding, everyone only knew that the one marrying Shang Junlin was the messenger sent by the heavens. As for the other party's name and other information, they didn't know anything. On the day of the wedding, Shen Yu and Shang Junlin both changed into red wedding clothes. Both of their appearances were outstanding. When they stood together, they looked very compatible. The imperial preceptor participated in the whole process of the wedding. It was different from the previous weddings of the emperor and the empress. This wedding had some ancient rituals. After all, this was a wedding between a god and a human. As the officiator of this wedding, the imperial preceptor was very excited. After he finished reading the congratulatory words, the auspicious signs from the heavens enveloped Shen Yu and Shang Junlin. Those who witnessed this wedding no longer had any thoughts of questioning Shen Yu's identity. After the wedding, Shen Yu's life didn't change much. Other than having to deal with Shang Junlin, who was in high demand, Shen Yu himself also enjoyed the feeling of intimacy with his lover, so he didn't think much of it. After the wedding, it seemed to prove that De Huan was blessed by the heavens. Under the leadership of Shang Junlin, De Huan developed better and better. Its territory expanded, and its national strength became stronger and stronger. 10 years later, Shang Junlin selected an excellent child from the imperial clan to be his successor. 15 years later, Shang Junlin gradually let go of his power. Every year, he would take Shen Yu to tour the mountains and rivers. 25 years later, a new emperor ascended the throne. Shang Junlin and Shen Yu disappeared in front of the people. Some people said that they had seen the two figures in the beautiful mountains and forests. Some people also said that they had seen the white-haired immortal on the top of the snowy mountains. However, there was no trace of the other person beside him. 100 years passed in a flash. Shen Yu sent his lover away and returned to Mount Shi alone. Once again, he walked through the place where they first met. When Shang Junlin was still on the throne, he ordered that everything here should remain the same. After the new emperor ascended the throne, this order was upheld. Therefore, when he revisited the old place, everything was the same as before. Shan Yu looked at the blooming flowers. It was as if he had returned to the day when they first met. Shan Yu had never told Shang Junlin that he was awakened by him. After so many years, he had also thought of keeping Shang Junlin. However, even if he was a god, he could not change the lifespan of a mortal at will. If he forced it, he would be punished by the heavens. He could force people to stay for a while, but he could not force people to stay for a lifetime. Without Shang Junlin, there was nothing in this world that could attract him. Shan Yu returned to this place just to take a look at the place where they first met. His eyes were slightly closed. A steady stream of power was emitted from the handsome god's body and fed back to the world. "What are you doing?" A man's urgent voice sounded behind him. Then, Shan Yu fell into a familiar embrace. "Sorry I'm late." One kiss after another fell on the young man's face and neck, with a strong sense of comfort. "Why are you so stupid?" Shang Junlin was scared when he thought of the scene he saw when he hurried over. Shan Yu was actually dissipating the power of the origin. Was it because he was no longer here, so he used this method to force himself into a deep sleep? Gods would not die. However, once they lost their power of the origin, they would fall into a deep sleep and would not know when they would wake up. They might also disappear from the world during their deep sleep. Shang Junlin did not dare to imagine if he had been a step late. Fortunately, he had rushed over as fast as he could. Shang Junlin hugged the white-haired immortal tightly in his arms. He was very distressed. Shen Yu opened his eyes. The familiar handsome face came into view. Shen Yu hugged him tightly and could not wait to kiss him. "Don't be afraid. We will never be separated again," Shang Junlin replied gently and patted his back to comfort him. "Why are you?" Shen Yu's voice choked. "It's all thanks to a you that I finished my tribulation in advance." Shang Junlin hugged him and roughly explained the cause and effect. Shen Yu could not listen to this now. "Are you really back?" "Yes. From now on, even if a you does not want me, I will not let go." Shen Yu rubbed against the man's arms. "I will not abandon you." Under the bright moon, the two loving figures hugged each other tightly. There was nothing in this world that could separate them. Genius 1 second. Remember this website. www.bq50. CC Literature Mobile Version Reading Website. bq50. CC. Chapter 286. In the hallway, the agent strode to catch up with the young man in front. "Brother Shen, are we just going to let this go?" "What do you mean by let it go?" "Do you think I'm the kind of person who will swallow the bitter pill?" The young man in front paused and took off his sunglasses, revealing a pair of flirtatious foxy eyes. The young man had a very outstanding face. Even though the agent often saw it, he was still dazzled by it. He was indeed the top god of the entertainment circle. With just a face, he could attract countless fans. "But now, your endorsements and scripts have all been secretly manipulated by the company and given to Zhou Qing. It's the former company that is about to terminate the contract." Shan Yu corrected the agent. "Okay, the former company. What do you think the people in that company are thinking? They didn't support you, who had a bright future, but supported Zhou Qing, who is inferior to you in every aspect." The agent became more and more indignant. Since the beginning of his career, he had been guiding Shen Yu. Not to mention other things, Shen Yu's face alone was enough to make him thrive in the entertainment circle. Not to mention Shen Yu's natural acting skills. All the directors he had worked with said that he was born to be in this industry. In the beginning, the company had indeed poured its resources into Shen Yu. Because of Shen Yu, a mediocre agency had become one of the hottest companies in the industry. Just when everyone thought that the two sides could continue to maintain a harmonious and friendly relationship, Zhou Qing's appearance broke everything. Hearing the agent's words, Shan Yu's mouth curved into a smile. "Isn't the reason obvious?" Zhou Qing hooked the new boss's heart and gave him whatever he wanted. "It's just a few resources. It's not troublesome at all." Shen Yu wasn't someone who would be bullied easily. After knowing that the resources that should have belonged to him were secretly manipulated and given to others, he directly complained to the higher-ups of the company. The new boss felt that he had lost face and said that unless he was willing to admit his mistake, he wouldn't accept any jobs for the time being. It was equivalent to directly freezing him. "I'm afraid it's not just that. He wants to use this to force you to submit." The agent looked at the young man's face and sighed heavily. In the entertainment circle, with such a face, it was good to be successful, but it would also bring a lot of trouble. Is the new CEO really trying to support his new lover? But that wasn't necessarily the case. He just wanted to take out his anger on Shen Yu because he failed and was taught a lesson instead. Fortunately, Shen Yu's contract was about to expire. They still had a way out. "Hello, are you Mr. Shan and Mr. Wang?" A young man in a suit walked over. "Yes," the agent replied. "I'm Mr. Shang's secretary. My surname is Du. Please follow me." Secretary Du led the two of them to the private elevator that led straight to the top floor. Along the way, the manager was extremely nervous. They had come here because they had no other choice. Shan Yu's original company, Fengshang Entertainment, had a lot of say in the industry. They said that no one dared to take the risk of offending Fengshang Entertainment to take over Shan Yu, only Xingyao. Xingyao was a new entertainment company that had risen in the past 2 years. Backed by the Shang Corporation, even if it was a new company, no one dared to provoke them. After all, as one of the leading enterprises in the country, the Shang Corporation wasn't something that anyone could afford to offend. Needless to say, the Shang Corporation had always been cooperating with the country. They were involved in a wide range of industries. No one would be stupid enough to provoke such a giant. In the elevator, Secretary Du quietly sized up Shen Yu. He remembered that he was Mr. Shang's special assistant. This Mr. Shang didn't refer to Xingyao's CEO, but the entire Shang Corporation's CEO, Shang Junlin. Xingyao had been established for 2 years. It had always been managed by Shang Junlin's cousin. Shang Junlin rarely asked about this company, until Shan Yu's incident happened. The news that Shan Yu was being harassed by Fengshang Entertainment wasn't a secret in the circle. After Shang Junlin knew about it, he asked Xingyao to extend an olive branch to Shan Yu's agent. He also specifically told him that if Shan Yu came, he should bring him to see him directly. Therefore, the person who appeared in Xingyao's CEO's office today wasn't Xingyao's CEO, but Shang Junlin. Secretary Du didn't know what his boss was thinking, but when he saw Shen Yu for the first time, he knew that this was an existence that could make countless people go crazy. The elevator stopped, and Secretary Du led him straight to the largest office area. Knock knock. The office door was knocked regularly. Come in. A man's deep and majestic voice came from the office. Secretary Du pushed the door open and made an inviting gesture. Shan Yu and his agent stepped into the office. Seeing the man sitting behind the desk, Shan Yu was stunned. He had seen Xingyao's CEO before. Obviously, the man in front of him wasn't. Compared to his impression of Xingyao's CEO, this man was younger and more handsome. He had sharp eyebrows and bright eyes. His facial features were well defined. Under his chiseled face, he gave people a sense of distance. This is... His agent also noticed that something was wrong. It's Mr. Shang, the CEO of the Shang Corporation. Secretary Du explained. I have understood Mr. Shen's situation. Mr. Wang, you can talk to Secretary Du about the cooperation. The man said in a cold tone. Mr. Wang, please come with me. Secretary Du led the dazed agent to the next room. Compared to his agent, Shen Yu's performance was much calmer. After looking around, Shen Yu walked to the desk, put his hands on the desk, and looked down at the man. Mr. Shang, you asked me to stay alone. Do you have something to say to me? Or, you promised to help me. What do you want from me? Shen Yu never thought that there was a free lunch in the world. After being in the entertainment industry for a long time, this sentence was even more true. After he fell into a low point, it wasn't that no one had offered to help him, but these people had obvious motives. If it was so easy to give in, Shan Yu wouldn't have gotten himself into such a situation. These people were all blacklisted by Shen Yu. When he received the olive branch from Xingyao, Shan Yu didn't think that the other party would help him for no reason. He just didn't expect that the person behind the scenes would be the CEO of the Shang Corporation. The CEO of the Shang Corporation was very mysterious. The outside world didn't know much about him. Shan Yu had only heard about him occasionally from others. It was said that he was an unreasonable and ruthless person. The image of the man in the mouth of others was very different from the person he saw in person today. What do you think I want? Shang Junlin looked up and met Shan Yu's sharp eyes. It's said that Mr. Shang doesn't do business without benefits. I think, I can't bring any benefits to Mr. Shang right now, right? Shan Yu knew himself well. Not to mention his current achievements, even if he stood at the top of the entertainment industry, the benefits he could bring to the CEO of the Shang Corporation were limited. What if I say that I want you? The man relaxed and leaned against the back of the chair. His hands were folded in front of him, and his eyes were direct. The strange thing was that the man's expression didn't change even though he said such words. Only the fire in his eyes showed his master's true intentions. He's looking at me seriously, and I don't hate it. Shan Yu had a strange feeling in his heart. After being in the entertainment industry for so many years, he had encountered all kinds of gazes. Some were jealous, some were admiring, some were envious, and some were disgusting. The man's gaze didn't belong to any of them. It was as if he was just answering his questions seriously and didn't make him feel uncomfortable. I don't think that the CEO of the Shang Corporation would lack a bed warmer. Shan Yu raised his eyebrows. Not a bed warmer. The man frowned. Did someone ask you for such a thing? Shan Yu felt that he could hear the displeasure in the man's tone. He smiled. Isn't this kind of thing normal in the entertainment industry? Who? The man pressed his lips and his aura became cold. Shan Yu was really sure this time that the man was angry. Why? Mr. Shang, why are you asking this? Are you going to help me teach them a lesson? They shouldn't have been so rude to you. Only Mr. Shang can do it, right? For some reason, Shan Yu wanted to tease the man who was angry because he was offended. I can't do it either. Shang Junlin looked up at Shan Yu and explained seriously. I didn't mean that. I like your works very much. I don't want those people with bad taste to hinder your career. Shan Yu stood up and put his sunglasses on the desk. He walked to the sofa and sat down. I thought I had charmed Mr. Shang and made him come to Xingyao personally. It seems that I was overthinking. Since that's the case, let's do business according to the rules. The man who had always been good at strategizing in the business world was at a loss. He didn't understand why Shan Yu's attitude suddenly became cold. He stood up subconsciously and walked to Shan Yu. I'm not. If someone else said that, I would be angry. But if it's Mr. Shang, I don't think there's anything to be angry about. Shan Yu suddenly interrupted Shang Junlin. He looked up at the man who had walked in front of him. If I bribe Mr. Shang, can those people from Feng Shang Entertainment get their retribution? How do you want to bribe? Seeing the sly look in the young man's eyes, Shang Junlin knew that he had just been teased. Well. Shan Yu blinked. It depends on what kind of bribe Mr. Shang wants. Shang Junlin's eyes darkened. He put one hand on the back of the sofa behind Shan Yu. Anything? The man didn't hide his aggression. Shan Yu smiled. Didn't Mr. Shang say that you don't have those people's intentions? It's not that I don't. I just don't want to show it and scare you. But Shang Junlin found that the young man didn't seem to be scared. He didn't show any disgust at his real intentions. He had been paying attention to the young man for a while. Naturally, he knew that the young man was different from some people in the entertainment industry. If he was really someone who would do anything to achieve his goals, he wouldn't be embarrassed like this. Brother Shen, we're done here. Come and take a look at the contract. The agent was halfway through his words when he saw the young man being pressed on the sofa by Mr. Shang. After he reacted, he quickly turned his head. I didn't see anything. You can continue. Shang Junlin let go of his hand and stood up. A trace of regret flashed in his heart. Shan Yu stood up as well. He didn't feel the slightest bit embarrassed that his good deed had been exposed. He glanced at his manager, who was emitting a bleak aura with his back facing him. Before Shang Junlin could react, he quickly kissed the man on the face. Give Mr. Shang some interest first. The agent couldn't stay for another minute. He hurriedly left with Shan Yu. Shang Junlin looked at the closed door and touched the place where Shan Yu kissed. Genius 1 second. Remember this website. www.bq50. CC Literature Mobile Version Website. bq50. CC. Chapter 287. On the way from Xingyao to Shan Yu's apartment, the agent wanted to ask something but hesitated. Ask whatever you want. Back at the apartment, Shan Yu relaxed and threw himself on the sofa. You and Mr. Shang. The agent opened his mouth and hesitated for a moment. Haven't you always hated this kind of relationship? Ever since he entered the entertainment industry, the agent had been by Shen Yu's side. With such a face, and in a place like the entertainment industry, it was easy to imagine what kind of things he would encounter. Shan Yu had put in a lot of effort to get to where he was now. Even the crisis this time was the result of his unwillingness to compromise. What kind of person do you think Mr. Shang is? Shan Yu didn't answer his question. Instead, he asked another question. Cold and powerful, the agent answered without hesitation. If such a person really wants something, why does he have to take such a big detour? You've seen the contract. It's very beneficial to us, and it doesn't mention anything about me needing to pay extra. That's true, but the agent was still worried. He knew better than anyone how attractive Shen Yu was. The development of the situation this time was beyond his expectations, and he couldn't help but feel a little regretful. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Next, it's time for Zhou Qing to spit out the benefits he took from me with interest. Shan Yu curled his lips, and a dangerous look flashed in his eyes. Shan Yu's phone suddenly vibrated. He took it out and clicked on it. It was a friend request. Shan Yu's finger swiped. Just as he was about to ignore this message, he saw the other party's name, Shang Junlin. Shan Yu paused and accepted the other party's friend request. He wasn't surprised that the other party had his contact information. When he left, he also got the other party's business card. Shan Yu found the business card. It was black with gold embossing. It was simple and elegant. Shan Yu rubbed the business card and saw a string of numbers on the back. He tentatively entered the number. It was the number that had just added him as a friend. Did he give him his private contact information? Shan Yu found it funny. He picked out a cute greeting from the emoji pack and sent it over. Not long after, the other party replied. Shang, home? Cutie Yu, here we are. Is this Mr. Shang's private contact number? Shang. Yes, if anything happens, send me a message directly. Cutie Yu. Mr. Shang, do you think I will be bullied? If I am bullied, will the Chamber of Commerce help me? Cat head gif, Shang. No one will dare to bully you in the future. Cutie Yu. Boss Shang, you're so nice. Then you have to keep a close eye on me. Don't let me get bullied in a place you can't see. Shang. Okay. His serious answer made Shan Yu want to chat with him. Unknowingly, he talked a lot with him. When the manager turned around and saw Shen Yu sitting on the sofa with a smile on his face, he asked curiously, "What did you see that made you so happy?" Zhou Qing is in trouble? It's just a small joke. The agent's words reminded Shen Yu. Send a copy of the information we collected before to your subordinates. Also, contact the people in Xingyao. We haven't signed a contract with Starshine yet. Isn't it inappropriate to look for them now? It's okay. You just have to tell them. After talking to his manager, Shan Yu continued to reply to Shang Junlin's messages. Cutie Yu, Mr. Shang, I have some evidence about Feng Shang. I asked my manager to send it to Xingyao. Shang, I'll get someone to deal with it. After replying, Shang Junlin dialed the internal line. Feng Shang Entertainment. Investigate this company in the past few years. The secretary was surprised for a moment, but he quickly agreed. After developing in the entertainment industry for so many years, Shan Yu had a team that specialized in serving him. With the help of the people in Xingyao, the negative comments about Shen Yu on the internet instantly reversed. Shaking Rabbit, have you seen the latest news? Feng Shang is too low. They actually used SY's resources to promote ZQ. Particles Light, I saw it. It's all solid evidence. This melon has reversed too quickly. ZQ's fans are still angry. Why don't they take a look at their boss? He's nothing compared to SY. Wind and Rain, SY is one of the founding members of Feng Shang Entertainment. Why is he being treated like this? Fate. It's like this. According to the internal news, the new boss of Feng Shang wanted to do something to SY, but SY refused. They had a falling out and ZQ took the opportunity to get close to the new boss. So, wind and rain, there's actually such a big melon. Buying chopped hands. Not only that, Fengshang also joined forces with other companies in the entertainment industry to suppress SY. The netizens passionately ate the melon. Soon, this news became a hot topic. Some resourceful netizens summarized which resources Zhou Qing had snatched from Shen Yu. After the news was released, the netizens almost attacked Zhou Qing and Fengshang Entertainment's Weibo. When the new boss of Fengshang received the news, he was so angry that he smashed the things on his desk. What are you doing? How can you let this kind of news climb to the top of the search? We contacted the platform immediately, but they refused to take it down. The person in charge was in a difficult position. Who is helping him behind the scenes? Who is even willing to go against Fengshang? The new boss of Fengshang's face was gloomy. In order to force Shan Yu to submit, he had put in a lot of effort this time. He was about to succeed, but who knew that there would be a sudden reversal? Seeing the duck that was about to be in his hands fly away, the new boss of Fengshang was very anxious. This time, the one who was affected the most was undoubtedly Zhou Qing. At first, there were still fans who fought for him, but they didn't expect that the more they fought, the more it became true. In the end, the partners that they had agreed to cooperate with also called and hinted that they couldn't continue the cooperation. Shan Yu also received a lot of calls from people who wanted to cooperate with him again, but they were all rejected by him. This is the new plan that we have made for Mr. Shin. Of course, Mr. Shen can tell us if there's anything wrong with it. After receiving instructions from the higher-ups, the person from Xinyao who was in charge of liaising with Shen Yu was very respectful to him. In the bright and clean office, Shen Yu sat on the sofa, holding the development plan that Xinyao had sorted out overnight. Shen Yu read it very carefully. Although it didn't take long, Shen Yu could see that this plan was carefully made. It considered all the possible aspects that might appear in the future. Each of them maximized the benefits for Shan Yu to the extreme, and gave him enough time to rest. After reading it, Shan Yu put forward some of his own ideas and made some adjustments to this perfect plan. After the discussion, the person in charge talked about the termination of the contract. Mr. Shin, your contract with Fengshang will expire in a month. Do you want it to expire automatically, or? I intend to terminate the contract voluntarily. After the termination, I will sign a contract with your company. Also, I have a team of people who will continue to work for me. Mr. Shen, don't worry. We won't interfere too much in your affairs. This discussion went very smoothly. When he left, Shan Yu was in a good mood. His agent walked beside him and sighed. Xinyao is indeed under the Shang Group. They are so generous. All kinds of treatment and resources were far from what Fengshang Entertainment could compare with. Shan Yu used to fight for a lot of resources by himself. After Fengshang became bigger, they thought that they could allocate those resources at will and gave them to others. Several of the collaborations that Zhou Qing had accepted were all won by Shen Yu. Shan Yu's phone vibrated. He took a look at it and said to his agent, "You go back first." The agent still wanted to talk to him in detail about the future development, but he was surprised. What's wrong? Shan Yu shook his phone. I have an appointment. Shang Junlin sent a message on the phone, saying that he was free and invited him to meet up. Who is it? Shall I send you there? Shan Yu shook his head. He will be here soon. As soon as he finished speaking, a Maybach slowly stopped beside them. The car window rolled down, revealing the handsome side profile of a man. The agent closed his mouth. He understood. In that case, I will go and talk about the work you arranged earlier. The car door opened. Shen Yu got in and sat beside the man. Mr. Shang, are you not busy today? It was the first time Shan Yu saw Shang Junlin since that day. The man was still in a suit, and the sapphire cufflinks at the cuffs added a touch of elegance. I'm not busy. Shang Junlin didn't say a word about the fact that he had postponed several meetings just to see the young man. Mr. Shang, where are you going to take me? Shan Yu looked at the scenery flashing by the window and asked, "To eat?" Shang Junlin seemed to be worried that Shan Yu would think that he was too cold. He added, "The owner of a private restaurant is good at cooking. I want to take you to try it." "Is Mr. Shang so considerate to everyone?" Shan Yu asked knowingly. Shang Junlin looked at him deeply. "Mr. Shen, do you think I am such a person?" Shan Yu shook his head honestly. The two chatted casually, and the atmosphere wasn't awkward. Half an hour later, they arrived at the private restaurant Shang Junlin mentioned. Shang Junlin had booked a table in advance. After the two got out of the car, the waiter led them all the way inside. After taking their seats, the two of them didn't have to wait for long. Dishes were served one after another. "I ordered some first. See if they are to your liking." Every dish was delicious. Under the attack of the aroma, Shan Yu had long forgotten about other things. He couldn't wait to taste it. Shan Yu sighed with satisfaction. "Only when I don't need to work can I enjoy delicious food at will." During the meal, Shan Yu found that Shang Junlin was very good at taking care of people. For example, Shang Junlin would pick food for him according to his preferences, help him pick out fish bones, and peel shrimp and crab shells. Shan Yu only needed to be responsible for eating. "Mr. Shang, you are so good at taking care of people. Your partner will definitely be very happy in the future." Shang Junlin stopped peeling the crab shell. "You don't know how to take care of people." After eating a mouthful of crab meat, Shen Yu narrowed his eyes. "How lucky am I to be able to enjoy such thoughtful care from Mr. Shang." During the meal, both the guests and the host enjoyed themselves. Shen Yu ate happily, and Shang Junlin also served him happily. After the meal, Shang Junlin sent Shen Yu back. "If you like it, why don't you come again next time?" Shang Junlin asked in a low voice in the car. "As long as Mr. Shang doesn't find it troublesome." After this interaction, Shen Yu found that Shang Junlin was a very easy person to get along with. When he was with him, he could completely relax. Shan Yu hadn't felt this comfortable with anyone for a long time. The security of Shan Yu's place was very good. There was no need to worry about paparazzi. When they came back, it was already late. The fiery red sunset hung on the horizon, softening the eyebrows of the people around him. The Maybach stopped slowly. Shang Junlin got out of the car first, and Shen Yu followed behind him. "I'm very happy with today's dinner, Mr. Shang." Shang Junlin's tense expression completely relaxed after hearing this sentence. "As long as you're happy." He was afraid that his arrangement wouldn't satisfy the young man. Shang Junlin was tall. Even though Shan Yu was 1.8 meters tall, he was still half a head taller than Shan Yu. Shan Yu looked at him. The man lowered his head slightly. His eyes were full of tenderness and unconcealable love. Shan Yu suddenly stepped forward and hugged the man. Feeling the man's body suddenly tense, he chuckled and whispered in the man's ear, "Mr. Shang, I'm also very happy that you helped me vent my anger." Shang Junlin only felt something brush his ear. It was soft and slightly cold. Before he could feel it carefully, the young man had already moved away. There was a flash of disappointment in his heart. Under the tall trees, the young man in a beige sweater hugged the man in a suit. The atmosphere was warm. Shen Yu saw that the ear that he had bullied was gradually dyed red. His heart was slightly moved. The CEO of the Shang Corporation was surprisingly innocent, and surprisingly, a little tasty. "Mr. Shang, you helped me. It's time for me to repay you." "No need." The young man's refusal was stopped. He put his index finger on the man's lips, raised his head slightly, and kissed his finger. Their breaths mingled. Shang Junlin could feel the young man's breath invading him little by little. There was only the young man's finger between their lips, as if they were really kissing. Genius 1 second. Remember this website. www.bq50. CC Literature Mobile Version Reading Website. bq50. CC. Chapter 288. Shen Yu retreated a little from the man's embrace and smiled at the man's face that suddenly deepened. What is this? Shang Junlin's voice was slightly hoarse. Just a small reward. Shan Yu seemed to be unaware of the dangerous aura of the man. She smiled and said, I can't let Mr. Shang work for nothing. Do you know what this means? Shang Junlin's eyes darkened. Mr. Shang, I'm an adult and an artist who has worked in the entertainment industry for many years. I'm not a baby who lives in an ivory tower. Shan Yu's eyes were slightly provocative. Shang Junlin no longer restrained himself. He reached out and pressed the back of Shan Yu's head, pressing her towards him. Shan Yu suddenly opened her eyes wide. Her lips were hot. Their lips touched. This time, there was no obstruction between their lips. A strong sense of invasion swept over. Her lips were sucked, nibbled, and her breath was robbed. The surrounding temperature rose. Shan Yu couldn't help but grab the man's clothes. Wrinkles appeared on the ironed suit jacket. In a trance, Shan Yu heard footsteps approaching. She panicked and pushed the man. Someone's coming. Oh. Shang Junlin sucked the young man's lips fiercely before letting him go. There seems to be someone. Shan Yu lowered her head and leaned her forehead on the man's shoulder. She was panting slightly. The footsteps were getting closer. Shan Yu didn't dare to expose her relationship with Shang Junlin in this situation. She couldn't help but nervously grab the man's clothes. Shang Junlin lowered his eyes slightly. He could see a red color spreading from the young man's neck. He hugged the young man in his arms and said, Don't be afraid. The two of them hid between the black car and the tree. Every approaching footstep seemed to step on Shan Yu's heart. Shang Junlin patted Shan Yu's back comfortingly and said, No one will come. Sure enough, not long after, Shan Yu heard the footsteps stop. The owner seemed to have turned around. Not long after, the footsteps gradually faded away. He wouldn't be discovered. Shan Yu heaved a sigh of relief and leaned against the man. Shang Junlin was considerate and did not ask further. However, this accident had ruined the romantic atmosphere between the two of them. Shan Yu was not in the mood to do anything else. Getting up from the man's arms, the young man had returned to his usual appearance. Looking at Shang Junlin's wrinkled coat, Shan Yu frowned. Do you want me to go up and deal with it? Shang Junlin did not refuse. After entering the house, Shan Yu asked Shang Junlin to take off his coat and take care of it himself. He would iron his own gowns occasionally, so he was not unfamiliar with this kind of thing. There's water on the table. You can pour yourself some if you want. Fortunately, only a small part of the coat was wrinkled by him, so it wasn't troublesome to deal with it. After ironing it, Shan Yu came out with the coat. I only did a simple job. I'm not a professional, so I'll have to trouble Mr. Shang to make do with it. Shang Junlin took the coat and put it in the crook of his arm. The man was wearing a white shirt with the buttons buttoned to the top. A dark patterned tie was meticulously tied around his neck. Every part of his body exuded an air of abstinence. On the contrary, Shan Yu was dressed much more casually. A loose beige sweater added a lazy temperament to him. When he stood next to Shang Junlin, not only did he not look out of place, but they also complemented each other. Shang Junlin did not stay for long. After he left, his agent pushed the door open and came in. The work over there has been decided. You can shoot it directly in 2 days. The agent knew that Shan Yu had a plan in mind and would not ask about his private affairs. I know. How are the preparations for the termination of the contract going? Shan Yu leaned on the sofa, his posture lazy. Don't worry. Your good President Shang has even arranged a lawyer for you. Once we handle the evidence here, we can directly terminate the contract. Speaking of this, the agent sighed in his heart. He was also used to seeing big waves in the entertainment industry. He had never seen anyone like Shang Junlin. Not only was he generous, but he also considered every detail. If Shan Yu had met him earlier, he would not have had to take so many detours. By the way, Director Yuan sent an invitation for the film. Do you want to take it? It's Cloud Top? Yes, Director Yuan is aiming for an award this time. The cast is good. If you agree, you will be the male lead. Didn't Director Yuan already have a candidate for the male lead? When he first found out about this script, Shan Yu had the idea of taking it. But at that time, he and Feng Shang were in a deadlock. When he heard that Director Yuan already had a candidate in mind, he gave up. Director Yuan originally wanted you to take the role. He already sent the invitation. Who knew that Feng Shang would take it? They wanted to use the same trick and push Zhou Qing over. Director Yuan was not willing, so he said those words. The agent pouted. He was very disdainful of Feng Shang's actions. Who is the investor of Cloud Top? It's Sinew Technology and Xinyao. Take it. Okay, I will send you the script later. Take a look first. Also, if you accept this script, you will have to join the cast in a few days. Okay, I will take a look first. Cloud Top was a big production fantasy drama. From the moment the news was released, countless people had their eyes on it. Shan Yu had not yet terminated his contract with Feng Shang. His agent and the cast discussed and decided not to announce that he would be taking part in the drama. After contacting Director Yuan, Shan Yu sent a message to Shang Junlin. Cute you. Did Director Shang help me get the male lead role in Cloud Top? A long time had passed since the news of Cloud Top was released. All the preparation work was done. The main actors and supporting roles were announced one by one. As soon as the male lead was in place, filming could start immediately. Shan Yu did not think that the other party would wait for him for so many days in vain. He knew that he did not have the charm. The other party's reply confirmed Shan Yu's thoughts. Shang, if you don't like it, you can find another one. Although Shan Yu had not officially signed the contract with Xinyao had done a lot of preparation work. Other than Cloud Top, Shan Yu also received a few high-quality scripts. Without exception, all of them were invested in by Xinyao. Cute you. It's not that I don't like it. I just think that Director Shang will spoil me. Shang. You deserve the best. Shan Yu stared at the phone screen and covered his face. The straightforward Director Shang was really irresistible. With the legal team provided by Shang Junlin, the termination of Shan Yu's contract with Feng Shang went very smoothly. It was even smoother than Shan Yu had imagined. As soon as the termination was announced, it immediately became a hot search. Yu Yu's big wife. Our Yu Yu has finally terminated his contract with Feng Shang. Repost this Weibo post and choose 10 people to give the latest intelligent robot from Sinew Technology. The repost below was the termination notice that Shan Yu had posted on Weibo. The notice was very long. It stated in detail how much resources Shan Yu had taken away from Feng Shang and how much pressure they had put on him. After the fans saw it, they were furious. They tore apart Feng Shang Entertainment and Zhou Qing's company into the hot search. The most eye-catching comment was, Yu Yu's big wife. The fans all reposted it and commented, Rich woman, please forgive me. Shan Yu also saw the situation in the comment section. It's her again. His agent glanced at him and said, This fan is also very loyal to you. Remember. I remember her. Of course he remembered her. When Shan Yu first entered the entertainment industry, this rich woman was already there. Other than being rich, she was also very cold. Other than drawing prizes, she was also very generous. At one point, people suspected that she was Shan Yu's own account. When Shan Yu saw the prize, he paused for a moment. Sinew Technology. He remembered that Sinew Technology was one of the investors of Cloud Top. It must be a coincidence. Shan Yu shook his head and threw out the unrealistic thoughts in his mind. The day after the termination of the contract, Shan Yu signed the contract with Xinyao. That night, Shan Yu updated his Weibo and Xingyao's official Weibo reposted it. The comment section was full of congratulations. The fans thought that this was already good news among good news. Unexpectedly, 2 days later, the official Weibo of Yoondian posted Shan Yu's Weibo and announced the male lead candidate under the anticipation of netizens. Bells in the wind. Oh my god, Swai is too awesome. First, they signed Xing Yao, then the male lead of Cloud Top. This series of actions caught people off guard. Love fish for a lifetime. No wonder they are my idol. They never disappoint. Because of this series of actions, Shan Yu almost became a hot topic. The netizens were enjoying the drama. Shan Yu had already packed his things and was ready to go to the set. His agent and Shan Yu were both signed under Xing Yao. In addition to his agent, Xing Yao also arranged 2 assistants for Shan Yu. This time, they would be filming in M City for about 3 months. Coincidentally, Shan Yu didn't have any other jobs. There weren't any investors in the set, so the atmosphere was very good. Shan Yu had already familiarized himself with the script before coming. With his talent, he could almost pass it in one go. Director Yuan was full of praise for him. Brother Shen, someone is visiting. After filming that day, one of the assistants ran to Shen Yu and said mysteriously, "Brother Shen is so popular. Isn't it normal for people to visit? Why do you look like you haven't seen the world?" The agent laughed and scolded. When the agent sent Shan Yu to the lounge, he knew why the assistant had such an expression. It was because the person who came to visit was none other than the head of the Shang group, Shang Junlin. Shan Yu had yet to change out of his costume. Before he came to film, he had met Shang Junlin quite a few times. Basically, it was Shang Junlin who invited him every time. If Shan Yu had nothing to do, he would go to the appointment. He had always been curious as to why the dignified CEO of the Shang Corporation had so much free time to eat with him. But every time he asked, the answer he got was, "I'm not busy." The agent silently left the space for the 2 of them. Shen Yu walked to the sofa and sat down. He was wearing a moon-white ancient costume. It seemed that he hadn't come out of his role yet. His every move revealed the unique elegance and alienation of the character. Shang Junlin stared at him almost without blinking. Shen Yu poured 2 cups of warm water and handed one to Shang Junlin. "Mr. Shang, why are you here?" Shan Yu had been on set for more than a month. During this month, he hadn't stopped contacting Shang Junlin. Every day when he was free, he would chat with him. Before today, Shang Junlin had never revealed that he was coming to M City. "I'm here to deal with some matters at the branch." Shang Junlin's words were true, but he didn't say that it was usually not his turn to deal with such matters. If Shan Yu hadn't been filming in M City, he wouldn't have made a special trip here. "Why didn't you tell me yesterday?" Shan Yu took a sip of the tea. "Mr. Shang, are you planning to give me a surprise?" "Are you surprised?" Shang Junlin didn't comment. "Yes, I am." Shan Yu's eyes curved slightly. His cold temperament was broken, like the melting of spring snow. "Mr. Shang, did you come to visit me because you miss me?" It must be known that the filming of Top of the Clouds was completely closed, and visitors were not allowed to visit. Genius 1 second remember this website. www.bq50. CC Literature Mobile Version Website. M. bq50. CC. Chapter 289. Knock Knock. Just as Shang Junlin was about to say something, someone knocked on the door. "Come in." The manager walked in under Shang Junlin's unfriendly gaze. He didn't want to disturb them at this time, but he had something important to do and couldn't afford to delay it. Brother Shen, Director Yuan changed the script a little and said that he wants to reshoot a scene. He wants you to go over. Originally, there was no more filming for Shan Yu today, but Shang Junlin specially came over. He had planned to go out for a meal with Shang Junlin, but now it seemed that it wasn't possible. "President Shang, do you want to watch me film?" Just like that, Shan Yu had a big tail following behind him. Seeing Shan Yu coming over, Director Yuan immediately called him over and explained the scene to him. As he was busy, Shan Yu didn't have time to care about Shang Junlin. The manager followed beside Shang Junlin and explained to Shan Yu in a low voice, "Brother Shan is like this when he is filming. He is completely immersed in the scene." "I know." Shang Junlin looked at the young man on the set without blinking. The young man put on a new costume. Under the camera, he seemed to be a different person. The immortal who cared about the world seemed to have walked out of a book under his acting. Under the camera, Shan Yu seemed to be glowing. It was so dazzling that people couldn't look away. It was already an hour later when the scene ended. Shan Yu got out of character and saw the man sitting on a small stool at a glance. The man was tall and had nowhere to put his long legs. Sitting on the small stool, Shan Yu didn't know why, but he gave off a sense of grievance. Shan Yu smiled at him and lowered his head to take off the props. The director was very satisfied with the new scene. He clapped his hands and said, "Let's call it a day." Suddenly, there was a commotion on the set. Shang Junlin's appearance didn't lose to any celebrities. His sudden appearance on the set was too eye-catching. Many people had been secretly sizing him up for a long time. If they didn't know that director Yuan had strict rules, they would have made a scene just now. Now that the filming was over, they were secretly trying to find out the identity of the newcomer. The manager frowned. Worried that Shang Junlin would be unhappy, he said, "Brother Shen, do you want to go to the waiting room after the shoot?" Shan Yu was about to walk towards Shang Junlin when he heard the director calling him. "Shan Yu, come and take a look." Helplessly, Shan Yu gave the man who had been waiting for a long time an apologetic look and went to the director. "A fan came to visit and gave a lot of things to the crew. Let's split it up, everyone will get a share." The stage supervisor raised his megaphone. Behind him, there were a few men in waiters' clothes. Each of them was holding something in their hands. There were various snacks and drinks, as well as the main course. "Is this the food of Zhongling Ji?" The person who received the food looked at the food in his hand in astonishment. The packaging was exquisite, and the exquisite logo couldn't be ignored. It was indeed Zhongling Ji. Whose fan is it? How generous. Zhongling Ji is a high-end food brand under the Shang Group. Their food is delicious, but it's also very expensive. Everyone will get a share. They have all kinds of staple and non-staple food. Oh my God, how much did this cost? The crew usually doesn't allow people to visit the set. Today, it seems that only Brother Shen has a fan. Everyone's attention was captured by the food. After being curious for a while, they didn't care about the extra person in the crew. Shan Yu and the director chatted for about 10 minutes. The director saw that he had something on his mind and mercifully let him go. Go. Director Yuan, I want to take a day off tomorrow. Shan Yu didn't have many scenes tomorrow, so he could squeeze a day off. Director Yuan glanced at him and then looked at the extraordinary man whose eyes were fixed on Shen Yu. "Okay, I'll give you a day off." He had a good impression of Shen Yu. After working together, he could understand why Shen Yu could achieve so much at such a young age. He never acted like a big shot, treated his work seriously, was willing to work hard, and had a good understanding. Working with him was simply too worrisome. After getting a day off, Shan Yu was happy. After saying goodbye to Director Yuan, he walked to Shang Junlin. "Mr. Shang, I've made you wait for a long time. This time, I'll treat you to a meal." "Shang Junlin, I've already booked a hotel. You can treat me next time." "Shen Yu, that's fine too. If Mr. Shang comes to visit again, let me know in advance. I'll ask Director Yuan to adjust the time." "Shang Junlin, you don't have to adjust the time for me. It's good to watch you film." "Shen Yu, what do you think of my acting, Mr. Shang?" "Shang Junlin, it's very good." Shan Yu went to remove his makeup and change his clothes first. Then, he left the set with Shang Junlin. The black car stopped at the side of the road. Shang Junlin opened the door and let Shan Yu get in first. After the two of them sat down, the car started slowly. Shan Yu glanced at the driver's seat. The driver was a man he didn't know. "This is my other secretary. His surname is Tan." After satisfying his curiosity, Shen Yu relaxed and leaned against the back seat. If Mr. Shang didn't come, I might have to wait 3 months before I can leave the set. Director Yuan is willing to let me go. Did Mr. Shang do something? I told him in advance that I'll take you out for a meal. Before coming, Shang Junlin had learned about Shan Yu's schedule from the crew. Shan Yu didn't have a lot of work to do today. If it wasn't for the sudden change of scenes, he would have finished filming for the day. This time, Shang Junlin took Shen Yu to an old hotel under the Shang Group. Shan Yu had heard about this hotel a long time ago. Standing at the entrance of the hotel, Shan Yu looked at the man and said, "Will I get special treatment if I follow Mr. Shang, the big boss behind this hotel? Does it count if you can complain to him face to face?" Shang Junlin took out a scarf from the car and put it on Shen Yu. After entering autumn, the weather was getting colder by the day. The warmth brought by the scarf instantly spread all over Shen Yu's body. Shen Yu looked down. "Is this a gift from Mr. Shang? I'll give you the real gift when we go in." Shang Junlin led him into the hotel. When the big boss arrived, the person in charge of the hotel personally came out to welcome him. He knew the big boss's habits. He didn't say a word along the way. After arranging everything, he turned around and left. Shang Junlin chose to eat at the top floor. It was a completely transparent restaurant. Standing in it, one would feel as if they were in the clouds. Shen Yu knew this place. It was known as the Cloud Restaurant. It was a very famous scene in the hotel. It was said that eating there was like being in a fairyland. Even though the price was ridiculously high, there were still many people who wanted to experience it. But today, the restaurant, which was supposed to be full, was only occupied by Shang Junlin and Shen Yu. The surroundings were filled with blue flowers. The lights were also adjusted to the corresponding blue color. The crystals refracted beautiful light. It was a beautiful scene. Shan Yu and Shang Junlin sat opposite each other. Shang Junlin took out a small exquisite box and put it on the table. He pushed it to Shen Yu. "See if you like it." Shen Yu opened the box. A pair of sapphire cufflinks came into view. The cufflinks were exquisite. The sapphire lay on the black velvet cloth. Under the light, it emitted a faint light. It was like the deep sea that one couldn't see the bottom of. With just one look, Shen Yu fell in love with it. Seeing the love in his eyes, Shang Junlin's tense nerves relaxed. He lowered his eyes and cut the steak in his hand. After cutting it, he naturally swapped it with the one in front of Shen Yu. "Try it." The steak was fresh and tender. Shen Yu unknowingly finished half of the plate and put down his fork. "What's wrong? Is it not to your taste?" Shang Junlin put down his fork. "No, it's delicious. But I can't eat too much now." Shen Yu sighed. "After this movie is finished, President Shang, please treat me again." Not filming meant that he didn't have to worry about gaining weight. It meant that he could eat as much as he wanted. Shang Junlin chuckled. "It's my fault. Have some fruit." Shen Yu forked a few pieces of fruit and said while eating, "When I first joined the crew, Feng Shang's people came to find me. Later they stopped." "Did President Shang do something?" "Don't worry. They can't even take care of themselves now. They won't affect you," Shang Junlin said calmly. He didn't even need to do anything to deal with a company like Feng Shang. Just tax evasion alone was enough to make them suffer. Shang Junlin handed over the evidence that he ordered people to find. How could Feng Shang still care about Shen Yu? "Thank you, President Shang." Cheers. Even if Shang Junlin didn't say it, Shen Yu also knew that his troubles were solved by this man. His agent had told Shen Yu more than once that with President Shang's protection, he could do whatever he wanted in this circle. It was reasonable to say that if Shang Junlin had any plans for him, he should have told him about it. But the fact was that Shang Junlin had helped him solve many problems in silence. He never said or hinted at anything. He gave him an environment where he could do what he liked with peace of mind, so he didn't have to worry about any external factors. Shen Yu poured himself a glass of wine and shook the glass. Through the transparent red liquid in the crystal glass, Shan Yu saw his own smiling eyes. He took a sip, and the taste of wine spread in his mouth. Unknowingly, the master finished the glass of wine. Shan Yu's eyes were also stained with drunkenness. Slightly tipsy, Shan Yu stood up. He didn't know if it was because of the dazzling light or because he was really drunk, but he staggered. Shang Junlin quickly stood up and supported him. Shan Yu leaned into the man's arms. "I'm a little dizzy." Shang Junlin sat down and held him in his arms. He rubbed his forehead. "Why is your alcohol tolerance so low? Do you feel better?" While the man wasn't paying attention, Shan Yu picked up the glass in front of the man and took a big gulp. Shang Junlin wanted to say something, but Shan Yu had already pulled his tie and leaned forward to kiss him. Shang Junlin swallowed unconsciously when the strong wine was poured into his mouth. The wine passed through his throat with the young man's breath, bringing a burst of heat. Shang Junlin put his arms around the young man's waist and took the initiative to deepen the kiss. The taste of the strong wine spread in their mouths. After some time, Shan Yu felt that he was even more drunk, and the root of his tongue was also very numb. He pressed his right hand on the back of the man's neck and struggled to escape from the man's lips. Shang Junlin slowly let go of Shan Yu's lips. He lowered his eyes and stared at the young man's lips that had been brutalized. His eyes were deep. "I'll send you back." His voice was full of uncontrollable desire. Shan Yu felt something. He leaned into the man's arms and panted slightly. "Before coming out, I asked for a day off from Director Yuan." Shang Junlin's forehead twitched, and his voice was hoarse. "Do you know what you're talking about?" "I'm not so drunk that I don't know anything. Or does Mr. Shang not want to?" Shan Yu laughed softly. His soft lips gently rubbed the man's neck, and he said meaningfully, "But Mr. Shang's body doesn't seem to say that." Shang Junlin suddenly picked up Shan Yu, turned around, and walked towards the elevator. His footsteps were messy. The door of the presidential suite was pushed open and then slammed shut. Shang Junlin carried him all the way to his bedroom and put him on the bed. He leaned over and said with a deep gaze, "Genius 1 second remember this website. www.bq50. CC Literature Mobile Version Website. bq50. CC. Chapter 290. Shan Yu lay on the bed and put his hands on the man's shoulders. He raised his eyebrows slightly and asked, "What do I regret?" At this point, even if Shan Yu wanted to go back on his words, Shang Junlin couldn't stop. Shang Junlin kissed Shan Yu's forehead and slowly left his mark on her body. Shan Yu raised his head high and his Adam's apple was sucked into the man's mouth. He gently nibbled on it. The fire spread like a raging prairie. It was as if he was in a prairie of fire. Every part of his skin was burning and his blood was boiling. In a daze, Shan Yu felt that the light above his head was shaking non-stop. His slender fingers grasped the dark patterned bedsheet. Before he could exert any force, his fingers were pulled apart and another person's body temperature covered his fingers. Their fingers were intertwined. The mist dispersed and everything around them was shaking. Shan Yu had to hold on to Shang Junlin's shoulders to stabilize his body. Red plum blossoms bloomed on the white snow. When the wind and snow stopped, Shan Yu was sweating all over. He lay on the bed lazily and didn't want to move. Shang Junlin hugged him and kissed the skin on the young man's shoulder and neck. Shan Yu felt that Shang Junlin wanted more. "I want to take a bath," Shan Yu said lazily. Shang Junlin's movements were careful. Except for the initial discomfort, Shan Yu was quite satisfied with this experience. "I'll go turn on the hot water first." Shang Junlin kissed Shan Yu's lips and casually put on a shirt and got out of bed. Soon, the sound of running water came from the bathroom. Shan Yu slightly propped himself up and looked around. Their clothes were thrown messily on the ground. It seemed that they couldn't wear them anymore. Shan Yu touched his forehead. He didn't bring any clothes. When Shang Junlin came out, he changed into a bathrobe and had a similar one on his arm. "President Shang seems to have ruined my clothes." Shan Yu pointed at the pile of clothes on the ground and joked. I'll ask my secretary to send 2 sets of clothes over later. Here are my clothes, you can wear mine first. Shang Junlin wrapped the young man in a bathrobe and carried him horizontally. Shan Yu was carried to the bathroom and put into the bathtub with the water temperature adjusted. The bathtub was very big, more than enough for a Shen Yu to lie in. The temperature of the water was also very suitable, but the water was too clear. The hot water relieved his tiredness. Shen Yu put his arms on the edge of the bathtub and invited the man who was making bubbles for him. Mr. Shang, do you want to join us? Shang Junlin's eyes darkened as he stepped into the bathtub. With one more person, the extra water overflowed from the edge of the bathtub. Shang Junlin held the young man in his arms and carefully washed every part of him. In the bathroom, the temperature was getting higher and higher, and Shen Yu's face was getting redder and redder. Shen Yu wasn't surprised when he heard from his agent that he had an extra day off. During the day in the hotel, Shang Junlin had asked him if he wanted to rest for a few more days. After this time, the crew received food from the rich fans of some celebrities from time to time. Sometimes it was food from Zhongling Ji, sometimes it was food from other restaurants. There was a wide variety of snacks and drinks, and the crew's meals were greatly improved. Later, Shang Junlin came to visit again. This time, the two of them didn't do anything, because Shen Yu's filming had reached a critical stage. He had to be hanging from a wire almost every day, so he couldn't squeeze out a holiday. Shang Junlin felt sorry for Shen Yu's hard work, but he also knew that this was Shen Yu's favorite career, so he couldn't interfere. He only massaged Shen Yu to relax after every filming. In the lounge, Shen Yu enjoyed the massage service from CEO Shang. After the massage, he leaned over and kissed the man's face. Thank you for your hard work, President Shang. Shang Junlin pressed him down and kissed him before letting him go. Pay attention to rest, don't tire yourself out. Shang Junlin acted in a low-key manner. After he came, he accompanied Shen Yu to film for a few days. The crew had some guesses about the relationship between the two, but they didn't know if Shang Junlin had done something, so no one talked about it. 2 months later, Shen Yu finished filming and returned to B City. When he left, the weather was still warm, but when he came back, it was already snowing heavily in B City. Shen Yu wore a coat, a scarf, and a mask as he walked out of the airport. A black Bentley was parked on the side of the road. Shen Yu narrowed his eyes and walked straight over. The car window rolled down, revealing the man's familiar side profile. Why are you alone? Where are your agent and assistant? Shang Junlin got out of the car and saw the familiar scarf around Shen Yu's neck. His eyes overflowed with a smile. They went to deal with the fans. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come out for a while. Shen Yu got in the car, and Shang Junlin also got in. He held his hands in his palms. Are you cold? I'm fine. Shang Junlin's body was very warm. Shen Yu relaxed and nestled into the man's arms. Shang Junlin took the opportunity to hug him. I booked a restaurant. I'll take you to eat first, and then I'll send you back. I've also reserved seats for your agent and assistant. Okay. Shen Yu didn't object. There was still some time before the new year. During this time, Xingyao didn't arrange any work for Shen Yu, so he could have a good rest for more than a month. A few days after returning to B City, a series of bad news about Fengshang Entertainment broke out on the internet. The end of the year was a good time to watch the drama. Netizens moved when they heard the news. Fengshang Entertainment and its artists almost dominated the entire hot search. But this time, almost all the news was negative. The disguise was torn apart, revealing the dirty inside. Tax evasion, contract problems, forcing artists, unfair competition, grass-eating rabbit. It's really an eye-opener. I used to think that Fengshang Entertainment was a good company. It turns out that they did so many shady things behind the scenes. Yu Yu loves me. Fortunately, my Shen Yu got out of the quagmire early. With their attitude, they still have the nerve to say that Shan Yu became popular because of them. They should be thankful that they didn't drag her down. Bright starry sky. Exactly. It's a rotten company from the root. That Zhou Qing is also funny. He snatched SY's resources, and he still has the nerve to criticize them every day. After this incident, whether it was Zhou Qing, Fengshang Entertainment, or other people who had taken Shen Yu's resources, they all lost their popularity. The CEO of Fengshang Entertainment was also facing jail time because of the company's illegal activities. I heard some insider news that Fengshang Entertainment's accounts are not clean. The company's upper management has improper transactions with foreign companies. I'm afraid that this time, they will suffer a big fall. In the future, these people will not bully you anymore. Although he was happy, the manager felt a little complicated. He didn't believe that Shang Junlin was not the one who dug up such a deep inside story. Why would the head of the Shang Group want to deal with Fengshang Entertainment? Other than Shen Yu, there couldn't be any other reason. You and CEO Shang. I don't think we are just playing around. If CEO Shang is just playing around with you, then there is no sincerity in this world. Even if he was Shen Yu's manager, he couldn't find any fault with CEO Shang. A person's sincerity could be felt. Shang Junlin's feelings for Shen Yu couldn't be more sincere. I'm asking you, what do you think? It's not easy to get away from someone like CEO Shang. When did I say that I want to get away? But the manager's words reminded Shen Yu that he and Shang Junlin should talk things out. Shen Yu picked up his phone and sent a message to Shang Junlin. Cute you. I said that I wanted to treat CEO Shang to a meal. Is CEO Shang free? The reply was almost instantaneous. CEO Shang, I am free. Where is the place? Shen Yu thought for a while and sent the address of his apartment. Cute you. Do you want to try my cooking? CEO Shang, okay. Since he invited Shang Junlin, Shen Yu sent his manager to buy groceries. You have never been willing to cook by yourself. Why do you want to cook by yourself this time? The manager was puzzled. If I cook once, CEO Shang will cook for me in the future. Since I know how to cook, I should let CEO Shang try it. Shen Yu walked into the kitchen. He knew how to cook, but he didn't know how to cook many dishes. After he entered the entertainment industry, he cooked even less. I hope that my cooking skills haven't deteriorated. Don't worry. No matter how the food tastes, CEO Shang will eat it without batting an eyelid, the manager said angrily. The manager went out to buy groceries without complaint. Shen Yu cleaned up the kitchen. Shen Yu only knew how to cook when he was in the mood. After knowing what happened to Fengshang and Shang Junlin behind the scenes, Shen Yu was in a good mood. The manager came back with groceries soon. I've bought the groceries for you. I guess you don't want me to disturb the two of you. I'll go back first. If you need anything, just call me. Okay, I'll give you a big red packet during the new year. After the manager left, Shen Yu saw that it was almost dinner time. He took out the apron at home, put it on, and started to cook. When he was halfway through, the doorbell rang. Shen Yu went to open the door. Shang Junlin stood outside the door in a suit. When he saw Shen Yu's appearance, he was stunned for a moment. The young man was wearing home clothes and an apron. He had a strong aura of life. Shang Junlin felt that Shen Yu was waiting for him at home. He couldn't help but feel a throbbing in his heart. CEO Shang, why are you looking at me? Come in. As he spoke, he stepped aside to make it easier for Shang Junlin to enter the house. After entering the house, Shang Junlin smelled a strong fragrance. You can cook? A little, Shen Yu said. CEO Shang, why are you here so early? The dishes aren't ready yet. Since you're here, CEO Shang, let's cook together. Okay, what do you want me to do? Shen Yu thought that Shang Junlin more or less knew how to cook. Who would have thought that this man, who had always been successful in business, was really clueless when it came to cooking? Shen Yu had to send him to wash the vegetables. After washing the vegetables, Shang Junlin walked to Shen Yu. I'm done. You, what else do you want me to do? In fact, there wasn't much for Shang Junlin to do. However, The man didn't want to leave. Shan Yu had no choice but to let him help by his side. The two worked together to cook a table of dishes. Shan Yu directed the man to bring the dishes to the table. My culinary skills are not as good as those of other chefs. I hope CEO Shang doesn't mind. After sitting down, Shan Yu looked at Shang Junlin, who was sitting obediently at the table like a dog waiting for its owner to call for dinner. Shan Yu picked up a few dishes for him with his chopsticks. I worked hard for a few hours to make this. CEO Shang, try it. Shan Yu was being modest when he said that his culinary skills weren't good. If he really wasn't good, he wouldn't have shown his culinary skills. The dishes on the table emitted a tempting aroma. They tasted good and looked good. A Yu's cooking is better than anyone else's. Shang Junlin's tone was serious. He didn't say it to please Shan Yu, but he really felt so. CEO Shang, no matter how nice your words are, I won't cook for you every day. Shan Yu poured red wine for the two of them. He put one of the glasses in front of Shang Junlin. However, if CEO Shang is willing to be my boyfriend, I can cook for you occasionally. Shang Junlin's heart skipped a beat. He held Shan Yu's hand. His eyes were deep. I'm very greedy. What I want is not only the title of boyfriend, but also a legally recognized relationship that will never be separated. CEO Shang, you want to marry me? Shan Yu was stunned. This was something he had never thought of. A few years ago, the country opened the policy of allowing same-sex marriage. However, there weren't many same-sex couples who actually went to register for marriage, especially those who had a big family like Shang Junlin. Shan Yu himself had never considered marriage. Yes, I'm serious about a Yu from the beginning to the end. In this world, the only thing I want is a Yu. I wanted to bring it up at a formal occasion, but the man's expression was sincere. There was no trace of a joke. Shan Yu knew that because he had started it first, he only wanted to clarify the relationship between the two of them with Shang Junlin. However, what he didn't expect was that Shang Junlin already had a deeper plan in his heart. Genius 1 second. Remember this website. www.bq50. CC Literature Mobile Version Reading Website. bq50. CC. Chapter 291. Shan Yu looked down at the man. He could feel the anticipation and the nervousness hidden under the man's anticipation. If I don't agree, what do you plan to do? I'll ask you again after a while until you agree. Shang Junlin never wanted a moment of pleasure. He wanted to have it for a long time. Mr. Shang, are you so sure that I'll agree? Shan Yu narrowed his eyes. Then, will you agree? The man's tone had a hint of uneasiness. I can let you try it out first. If I'm satisfied, I'll agree. What do you think? What else could Shang Junlin think? He was already very satisfied that Shan Yu agreed to try it out instead of rejecting it outright. Okay, Mr. Shang, please get up. We haven't finished eating yet. Shan Yu stretched out his hand. Shang Junlin took it and stood up. For the rest of the time, Shan Yu was a little absent-minded. When he first developed a relationship with Shang Junlin, he didn't know that Shang Junlin was planning to get married. He was not even 25 years old now. If there were no accidents, he would become a married man soon. Shan Yu smiled at the thought of his marriage partner being Shang Junlin. It didn't seem to be a bad thing. After the meal, Shan Yu instructed Shang Junlin to clean up the dishes. There was a dishwasher at home, so Shang Junlin didn't have to do it himself. Mr. Shang, do you want to stay today? Shan Yu leaned against the kitchen door and asked the man who was busy in the kitchen. In order to make it easier for him to move, the man rolled up his sleeves to his elbows, revealing his smooth forearms. Shan Yu knew how strong his arms were. After all, he had personally experienced it. Hearing Shan Yu's question, Shang Junlin's hands paused for a moment. I'd love to. Shan Yu chuckled. He walked over and hugged the man's waist from behind. Mr. Shang, How do you feel on your first day with a boyfriend? Shang Junlin dried his hands and turned around to hug Xinyu. It feels good. It would be better if we could do this every day in the future. Even Mr. Shang has to do housework every day. Shan Yu was held in the crook of the man's arm as if he was holding a child. He looked down at him. Yes, you doesn't have to do anything. Just do what you like. I'll do everything else. Shan Yu was very satisfied with this answer. She lowered her head and kissed the man's forehead. A reward from my new boyfriend. Shang Junlin carried her out of the kitchen and into the bathroom. He placed her on the sink and kissed her. Shan Yu responded enthusiastically. The two of them hadn't been intimate for a long time. Once they started, they couldn't stop. Shan Yu never gave in to himself. He did whatever he wanted. The shower was turned on and the hot water poured down, soaking their clothes. The hot air filled the room and everything in the mirror became blurred. Shang Junlin hugged the young man and whispered in his ear, "You, look back." Shan Yu turned his head and saw himself and Shang Junlin in the mirror. The young man's face was flushed and his eyes were filled with tears. There was a touch of crimson at the corners of his eyes, which was extremely attractive. "You is so beautiful." Shen Yu heard the man's low and hoarse whisper. Shen Yu suddenly withdrew his gaze and a low moan came out of his throat. The sound of the water splashing and the young man's sobbing voice and the man's gentle coaxing could be faintly heard. When Shan Yu was carried out, he had no strength. However, the night was still long. After this time, Shan Yu clearly realized how restrained Shang Junlin was the first time. When he woke up, the bedroom was dark. The curtains were tightly closed to create a comfortable sleeping space for the people in the bedroom. Shan Yu felt like his body was run over by a car. He was in pain everywhere. Memory. He stretched out a hand from the quilt with difficulty and touched the phone on the bedside table. Shan Yu turned on the phone and looked at the time. It was almost 12 o'clock. There were several missed calls and unread messages on his phone. They were all from his agent. Shan Yu opened the messages and saw that there was nothing important, so he replied with a message. The bedroom door was pushed open. Shan Yu heard the noise and looked up. He saw Shang Junlin walking in with a glass of water. You're awake? Drink some water to moisten your throat." Shang Junlin walked to the bedside and helped Shen Yu up and held him in his arms. With Shang Junlin's help, Shan Yu drank the glass of water and felt that his throat was not so uncomfortable. "Sorry, I lost control last night." Shang Junlin's tone was gentle and he looked satisfied. Shan Yu glared at him and snuggled back into the quilt. "You can't kill the goose that lays the golden eggs." Shang Junlin knew that he was angry, but he did not get angry. He gently coaxed him. "It's your boyfriend's first day. I was too excited. It won't happen again. Don't be angry." Shan Yu was not angry because of this. After all, he was partly responsible for last night. After Shang Junlin coaxed him for a while, he changed the topic. Shang Junlin did not go to the company that day. Instead, he accompanied him in the apartment. He had an important meeting the next day, so he left reluctantly. Shan Yu walked Shang Junlin to the door. Seeing that he was not very happy, he raised his head and kissed him on the lips. "Mr. Shang, you have to work hard so that you can support me in the future." Shang Junlin hugged Shan Yu's waist and deepened the kiss. After a while, Shang Junlin left. Shan Yu stood by the door and touched his lips. Thinking about the time he spent with Shang Junlin yesterday, he felt that it would be good if they could stay like this in the future. Shan Yu's agent got the news and came to look for him with the work plan for the next year. As soon as he walked in, he noticed the red marks on the neck of the young man who was nestled on the sofa and his rosy complexion. "Don't tell me that you and Mr. Shang fooled around for a day and a night?" The agent had a complicated expression. "Even if you are still young, you can't withstand such. Can an adult's mind not be so dirty?" Shan Yu interrupted the agent angrily. "Look at the marks on your neck. Fortunately, you don't have any work to do during this period. Otherwise, You will be on the hot search list every day. The agent poured 2 glasses of water and handed one to Shan Yu. Then, he sat on the other side of the sofa. Shan Yu held the glass in silence. He later checked his body. It could be said that he was in a terrible state. There were all kinds of marks on his body. Not to mention the places that couldn't be covered by his clothes, there were even more places that were covered. It was only at home that he was too lazy to cover up. It's not that I'm talkative, but if the matter between you and Mr. Shang is leaked, it will be very unfavorable for you. Having been in this circle for a long time, the agent knew better than anyone that news like this would often have a great impact on the weak side. He didn't want Shan Yu to be hurt because of this matter. Mr. Shang said that he wants to marry me. Hearing this sentence, the agent almost spat out the water in his mouth. He swallowed the water in his mouth with difficulty and said in disbelief, "Marry? You are only 25 years old. Why are you getting married?" The agent instantly exploded, as if he was an old mother who had been cheated of her child. "Don't be so agitated. I haven't agreed yet." Shan Yu slowly drank a mouthful of water. Without waiting for the agent to relax, he continued, "However, it should be soon. You can start preparing." Preparing for what? Of course, it was something that was public. The agent couldn't bear this blow. He didn't understand how in just one day, Shan Yu and Shang Junlin had developed to the point that they were going to get married. Let's not talk about this first. What is Xinyao's arrangement for me next year? In order to prevent the agent from getting too agitated, Shan Yu took the initiative to change the topic. Speaking of business, the agent reluctantly calmed down. He was very satisfied with Xinyao's arrangement for Shan Yu. However, when he thought that it was because of Shang Junlin, he felt very dissatisfied. After the new year, Shan Yu immersed himself in his busy work. Xinyao gave Shan Yu an endorsement for a big foreign brand. Shan Yu flew abroad for more than a month and even made a cameo appearance in a veteran singer's new MV. Without Fengshang Entertainment's interference, and with Shang Junlin's protection, Shan Yu's stardom skyrocketed. In the new year, Shan Yu was very busy. Shang Junlin was also very busy. The two rarely met up. However, no matter where Shan Yu was, as long as Shang Junlin was free, he would go to see him. In April, the promotion of Top of the Clouds began. As the lead actor, Shan Yu needed to follow the crew. Shang Junlin, who finally got to spend some time with Shan Yu, had to face separation again. Shan Yu knew that he was reluctant to part with Shan Yu. He kissed the man's cheek and said, "Why don't I accompany you to the company these few days?" Shang Junlin's response was to kiss Shan Yu excitedly. The next day, the people working at the headquarters of the Shang Group found that their CEO had brought someone with him. However, this person was very mysterious and no one knew his identity. Shan Yu and Shang Junlin directly took the elevator to the top floor. The Shang Group was rich and imposing. The entire commercial building belonged to the Shang Group. The entire top floor was Shang Junlin's office area. Other than a few important people, ordinary employees would not come up. The entire office area was bigger than Xinyao's. The facilities were also more complete. There was an office, a lounge, a leisure area, everything. Shang Junlin took Shan Yu to walk around. Shan Yu was surprised to find that there was also a video room. In it was the latest film equipment developed by Sinew Technology. Shan Yu curiously took a few more glances. Sinew Technology was another investor of Top of the Clouds. Shan Yu looked at the equipment that was more advanced than the ones on the market and asked, "What is the relationship between President Shang and Sinew Technology?" Sinew Technology was a new company that had been established for less than 8 years. It had only been 3 years since it started from an unknown company. The boss behind the scenes was very mysterious. The outside world was very curious about its founder. However, every time Sinew Technology showed up, it was only the person in charge. Until now, no one knew who the real owner was. Sinew was established before I entered the Shang Group, Shang Junlin replied. Shan Yu realized that he was not surprised by this answer. It was as if to him, Shang Junlin should be so powerful and omnipotent. If that's the case, isn't President Shang the biggest investor of Top of the Clouds? No wonder President Shang could ignore the rule of not allowing visitors to visit me on set. I didn't mean to hide it from you. Shang Junlin caressed Shen Yu's face. Is you unhappy? No, my boyfriend is so powerful. I'm only happy. Shen Yu rubbed his face against the man's hand. Shang Junlin had a meeting in the morning. After settling Shen Yu in his office, he said, "If you're bored, you can ask Secretary Du to show you around. I'll wait for you here." Shen Yu refused. He knew how famous he was. If he went out for a walk, the news of him being here would be exposed. "I'll be back soon." In order to go back to the office to accompany Shen Yu, Shang Junlin pushed the meeting to an hour. After it ended, he handed the rest of the matters to the person in charge and returned to the office first. Everyone in the meeting room looked at each other. "President Shang, do you have something to do today?" It was not Shang Junlin's usual style to shorten the meeting time and leave as soon as it ended. "I heard that President Shang brought someone here today. It must be related to this person. Why didn't I hear that President Shang would bring someone to the company?" Okay, let's not talk about this. There are a lot of things waiting for us to do." When Shang Junlin returned to the office, he saw the young man sitting on the sofa at first glance. A faint sense of satisfaction rose in his heart. He couldn't help but think how good it would be if he could see Shen Yu in the office every day. "Finished so soon?" Shen Yu looked up when he heard the door open. "It's nothing important." What's more, Shang Junlin couldn't leave Shen Yu alone in the office for too long. Shang Junlin had official business to attend to, so Shen Yu sat aside and played with his phone. Unknowingly, it was already noon. Shang Junlin raised his wrist and looked at the time. Do you want to eat out or in the company?" "Let's eat here. Try what President Shang usually eats." Shang Junlin instructed Secretary Du to deliver 2 servings of food. After Secretary Du delivered the food, he quietly left. The food in the Shang family was good. Shen Yu ate with satisfaction. "Is there a charger? My phone is out of battery." Shen Yu looked at the dangerously low battery and asked. Shang Junlin found a charger and took out a tablet. "You can play with this for a while. The password is your birthday. I'm almost done with my work. I can go back in a while." Shen Yu turned on the tablet. Obviously, this tablet wasn't used by Shang Junlin. There were very few things on it. Seeing the familiar Weibo icon, Shen Yu clicked on it. The home page was full of his own posts. It seemed that President Shang not only used Weibo, but also followed him. Shen Yu curiously clicked on the Weibo homepage. When he saw the name, he was stunned for a while. Yu Yu's first wife. He was very familiar with this ID. Since his debut, this ID had always been with him. Was this person actually Shang Junlin? Shen Yu felt that it was incredible. After browsing Weibo for a while, Shen Yu was almost certain that Yu Yu's first wife was really Shang Junlin. An indescribable emotion welled up in his heart. Reason told him that he shouldn't disturb Shang Junlin at this time. However, Shen Yu couldn't help it. He wanted to do something. He took the tablet and walked behind Shang Junlin. "President Shang, have you been following me for a long time?" Shang Junlin looked away from the computer screen. "What's wrong?" Shen Yu put the tablet in front of Shang Junlin. "President Shang, is this the most successful case of chasing after a celebrity?" Shang Junlin laughed. He gently pulled Shen Yu into his arms. "Indeed, I've already won a Yu's heart. President Shang, you've always helped me out of selfishness, haven't you?" Shen Yu lowered his eyes. It was hard to see the emotions in his eyes. Shang Junlin gently pinched Shen Yu's chin and looked at him with deep eyes. "I admit that I've had ulterior motives for a Yu since the beginning. Will a Yu be angry?" He didn't know when this hurried glance had completely engraved this person in his heart. Before he fell in love with Shen Yu, Shang Junlin scoffed at love and love at first sight. However, Shan Yu's existence told him that love was never controlled by reason. Falling in love was falling in love without any reason. The man's eyes were filled with deep love. Usually, Shan Yu could feel Shang Junlin's love for him from his words and actions. He never doubted that Shang Junlin loved him. Shan Yu wrapped his arms around the man's neck and looked at him seriously. "I won't be angry. On the contrary, I'm very happy to know that the person I like has liked me for a long time." Shang Junlin couldn't hold back anymore. He kissed Shan Yu's lips. This kiss was full of plunder and strong aggressiveness. It was firmer than before and couldn't be refused. After he was released, Shan Yu leaned on the man's shoulder and gasped. He felt the change in the man's body. Shan Yu leaned over to Shang Junlin's ear and whispered, "President Shang, do you want to go to the lounge?" The meaning of this sentence at this time was self-evident. Shang Junlin's eyes instantly darkened. He stood up with Shen Yu in his arms and knocked open the door of the lounge. When the door was closed, the two of them were kissing. The manager found that Shan Yu and Shang Junlin were even more clingy when they were together. He appeared between the two of them like a huge light bulb. The manager, who was exhausted, decided that if it wasn't for something important, he wouldn't disturb the two of them. Peak of the Clouds was scheduled to be released during the summer vacation. After it was released, the box office was very good. In just 2 days, it broke the record of the previous years. Peak of the Clouds and Shan Yu were on the hot search list almost every day. Shan Yu's outstanding acting skills were unanimously recognized. The praise on the internet was endless. Shan Yu's popularity increased again, and he was constantly invited to appear in the movie. On the first day of Peak of the Clouds, Shan Yu and Shang Junlin went to watch the movie together. In the movie, the moment when the protagonist was in pain, Shan Yu felt his hand being held tightly. He pulled himself out of the movie and patted Shang Junlin's hand to comfort him. He lowered his voice and said, "I'm fine. It's all in the movie." Fortunately, there were many sobs in the theater at this time, so no one noticed them. After watching the movie, Shang Junlin's mood was still very low. Shan Yu had to comfort him. Shang Junlin was comforted, but his waist was also crippled. After washing up, Shan Yu was held in Shang Junlin's arms. "You, come back to the Shang family with me this year, okay?" Shan Yu was very sleepy. He just didn't want Shang Junlin to disturb his sleep, so he just answered. When he woke up the next day, he found that there was an extra ring on his finger. "President Shang, does this count as acting first and reporting later?" Shan Yu waved his hand with the ring on it. Shang Junlin hugged the young man from behind. "Does you agree?" "I put it on, so it's mine." "What about the other ring?" Shan Yu lowered his head and looked at the ring on his finger. He didn't know when Shang Junlin ordered it. The size of the ring was just right, and the design was not complicated. Shan Yu liked it very much. Shang Junlin took out the other ring. Shan Yu saw his initials engraved on the inner wall. Under the man's expectant gaze, he put it on for him. "From now on, President Shang is mine alone. Yes, it will always be a use." That year, Shen Yu's love life was a double success. Top of the Clouds was nominated for the Gold Award, and Shen Yu won the Best Actor award with his outstanding acting skills. During the award ceremony, Shen Yu went on stage to receive the award. The sapphire cufflinks on his wrist reflected a mysterious light. There was a lot of jubilation on the internet. "Today is also a day to scream crazily for Yu. His clothes are so handsome. Is there a brand that will claim the dress? So handsome, so handsome. I'm licking the screen crazily. Did anyone notice you use cufflinks? It's a pair of rare gemstones. Some big shots took it away. They said that it was the finale of an auction, and it was bought by the Shang Corporation." After the award ceremony, Shan Yu posted on Weibo to announce his relationship with Shang Junlin. Soon, This Weibo post was reposted by Shang Junlin and the Shang Corporation's official Weibo accounts. Weibo exploded. One after another, Shan Yu was trending. The news that had been suppressed before was also released one by one. The netizens dug out the sweets from the news. I announce that I'm KDL. It's too sweet. Sob sob sob. Sisters, did you see that? It turns out that Yu Yu's first wife is President Shang. President Shang has been secretly watching Yu Yu for a long time. The people on the set of Top of the Clouds said that when President Shang visited Yu Yu on set, he was always with Yu Yu. Yu Yu was the main focus of everything. If you don't believe me, look at the link. Link attached. After receiving the award, Shen Yu announced their relationship in a high-profile manner. After that, he didn't hide it anymore. Fans could often see the two of them showing off their love on Weibo. At the end of the year, Shan Yu went to visit the Shang Corporation with Shang Junlin. The Shang Corporation's people liked Shen Yu very much. Shen Yu's mother was also a fan of Shen Yu. It could be said that Shan Yu was the favorite of the Shang Corporation. On New Year's Eve, Shan Yu stayed up with the Shang Corporation's people. Do you want to watch the fireworks? The Shang Corporation's old house wasn't in the main city. Every winter, they could see large-scale fireworks. When Shen Yu and Shang Junlin came to the courtyard, the fireworks had already started. The beautiful flowers bloomed in the sky, illuminating the night sky as bright as day. Shang Junlin lowered his head and kissed Shen Yu's lips. They would spend the rest of their lives together. Genius 1 second. Remember this website. www.bq50. CC Literature Mobile Version Website. bq50. CC. You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.